subclass, like the Mastermind, is really cool.
The what?
It's called the Mastermind. It's a subclass in Sorkos. You'll be able to. So it's going to give you. If you just Google it, a lot of that stuff is out there for like D&D. On D&D Beyond, especially, you can look at a lot of the sub. But there's Swashbuckler. There's Mastermind. Yeah, the Arcane Trickster's cool, but I'm telling you that like some of the classes, like Assassin, is really, really seriously OP. I mean, if you look at like the
Yeah, I know. That's why I was looking through it all the other day, and I was like, like I've done Arcane Trickster in another 5th edition game already, and it was fine. It was fun, but like, I was looking into the Assassin thing. I'm like, every time I look over Assassin, I want to do it because it looks like the only real option out of the 3 in the book, but at the same time, I don't want to do it because I feel like I'm breaking the game.
Yeah, I think what gets ridiculous at like level 17 with an Assassin, if you go in turn order before anyone, it is considered a surprise attack, and you automatically crit. And any time that you do damage as an Assassin, it's either level like 19 or 20. It may even be like 17. It's always max damage. Like there's no,
Yeah.
and they roll on like a Constitution saving throw, or they're dead. Something like that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's crazy.
What I just posted in the actual general chat in here, if you want to look at it, it's because this is the forums I use for when I'm looking at like ideas for characters and how to make sure I'm not missing out because it's been so long since I've played. They literally go bit by bit of each class and basically give it a ranking of how good it is in variety and like where it comes great and things like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. I like that.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, you know what? We could go ahead and get started. These guys will hop on when they can. If you guys remember back to last week, you kind of adventured up to the point where you'd all met back at Winston's. You each have kind of appointments this evening that you talked about doing. Malinor talked about going to meet with the Salmors. He's got an open invitation. Alucard, he had an invite or a quest actually given to him by Ida Owland, and he wanted to go question some people about this haunted house. Badger, you, Iron Bars, and Goldtooth have a meeting with Keladek. You have a meeting with Keladek this evening. He is kind of Galen Primewater's right-hand man. He's also the town wizard. And other than that, I don't think anybody had anything on the docket for tonight. So, we'll start with Malinor. It's still early afternoon, coming into late afternoon. You have an open invitation to go meet the Salmors. How would you spend your afternoon?
So my invite's for at the evening, effectively, or can I go during the afternoon?
You could go whenever you want. He said it's an open invite.
Then yeah, I'd probably, after hanging out in the morning and doing whatever we'd be doing as a group in the early day, in the afternoon is when I'd probably.
Okay. So you would know. I mean, do you have a good idea of where their compound is located? Would your character know that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
because because I spent the one day the one time walking around the whole of the city for a while, so I learned where the estate was. I walked basically right up to it, and they're like, "Nope, you can't come in here without an invitation." Like, okay, turning around and go.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, you take the same path and you head over to the Salmor estate. It's early afternoon. A lot of the workers are starting to come in for the day. Some of the fishers are coming back from a long day of hauls. The town is really like everybody's going home or headed about what they're doing. So you arrive at the Salmor estate, and you notice that it's two really big islands kind of jutted together. The North Island is the actual estate where the people live. They have their own guard tower. They have their own guards on every bridge that comes in. Every bridge is gated. You even notice as you cross the bridge towards their island that they have kind of their own ships that are coming into their own docking system on the island. The South Island is where the warehouses are at. There's some administrative offices, but there's a lot of commerce that comes. And really, This is the nicest island that exists in Saltmarsh. The Saltmarsh Estate is huge. It's lit. Every bridge that crosses over into town has big iron bars that are ornately welded together with guards that stand at every entrance. Your personal invitation is to meet with Scarin, Wave Chaser. That's from your last meeting, what you had. So as you approach the compound, the guards are going to stop and say, this is a closed estate.
I can see that. I was given an invitation from Scarin Wave Chaser to meet with him whenever I felt as needed to do.
And he says your name?
Malinar.
Okay, have a seat here. Somebody will be with you in a moment. So you don't wait real long. One of the guards, kind of goes inside into a little guard entry house, and exits the back, comes up to the house. You wait maybe a half an hour. They open the gate for you, and they said, "Proceed. We'll take you into the offices of the manor here." I'm assuming you follow them into the offices of the manor. They take you inside, and it's all really rich wood, like expensive artwork on the walls. All the wood is rich. It's polished wood. The homes and the offices are all newer built. This is a newer expansion on the Salmore families. You can tell just by looking around that everything is pretty new. It's all very organized. There's groundskeepers that are, cutting fantastical animals into the bushes, and people running around in livery. There's a lot of money here. He takes you into this office and asks you to have a seat in this office, and asks you if there's any refreshments he can bring you while you wait.
No, I'm pretty good. Maybe some water and fruit.
Of course, they bow. Just a few minutes later, they come back with an iced pitcher of water and a clean glass. How much experience have you had with this kind of opulence? Would you say that your characters had?
Little to none.
Yeah. You grew up on the streets of Baldur's Gate and then became a sailor. So you've never experienced treatment like this. People are, bringing you things for free, which before you used to have to fight to get, and that's I would say that, for your character, having experience with this kind of wealth would be a new experience then. So you wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you wait for not too long, 10 or 15 minutes, and then an older gentleman. Black hair with graying temples, all slicked back, comes into the office and introduces himself as Scarin, Wave Chaser. He bows, and he said, you must be Melanor.
I, of course, stand when he enters, and I return the bow respectfully. Yes, and it's nice to meet
you as well. He has a seat at a desk across from you. And he asks you, he's curious as to what you know about the town so far. What are your thoughts on the different political aspects that are happening in town right now?
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Yo.
Sorry I'm late. Had to be at work.
That's all right. You didn't really miss anything.
Yeah, work is work.
Yeah. Work is shit.
Uh-huh. I know it's probably still just getting worse there every day, isn't it?
Oh my god. we have like 4 people on FMLA now or some shit. So they can just bounce whenever for no reason.
So he asks you, he's curious what your thoughts are on the different factions at play within Saltmarsh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Well, I've gotten to know a decent bit in the little bit of time I've been here so far. I have been asking a lot because, well, I plan to make a base of operations here for my business as a sailor. And so I know that it seems these loyalties matter a lot here. So before I showed my loyalty and pledged, wore an armband for any group, I wanted to make sure I knew what was going on and what each group represented. What I can tell so far is it seems like the loyalists are basically the new ones trying to take over overall, and that they're just kind of law. Everything is by the law, by the book, and they care about that more than anything. And it seems the traditionalists claim to be about the people, but from what I can tell, they're more about hiding the fact that they're all money made illicitly. And I can hear you guys, the newcomers to the place.
He asked you where you stand morally.
That's an interesting question. What do you mean?
Well,
do I consider myself a crook? Is that what you're asking?
Well, are you opposed to ill-gotten gains?
That's an interesting question. I will say and admit that. No, I'm not opposed to them. But I'm opposed to ill-gotten gains that result in the detriment of a city or a society as a whole, or would end up in the fact of innocents being harmed or killed.
He asked what your stance on slavery is.
Ooh.
Slavery for the fact of just slavery, kind of boring. Don't like it much just for the whole idea of I'm going to go find a bunch of people, capture them, make them do work for me. But if it's slavery as a punishment for crimes, that I understand and agree with, because it's people working off what they've.
Okay. He says, let me pontificate then. What about slavery in the name of profit?
Oh, shit.
Neither for nor against, honestly.
Oh.
Well, that's good to hear. How much do you know about the Solmore family?
I've heard a lot of back and forth, different things here and there. It's obvious there are rumors and the like. Seems like not many know much about the Solmores and you and your kind here, your estate. What I can tell, and what I have learned that seems to be very truthful, is that it seems that a lot of people love Anders, and I'm guessing there's good reason behind it. And he seems to be a man for the people, and that has caught my eye.
Well, Anders is a remarkable young man. I've been his consigliere since he was born. He was born at Waterdeep. The Anders name, or the Solmore name, is old. It's as old as Saltmarsh. His grandfather, Captain Solmore, founded this business and built this town. He's never lorded it over, nor has he ever claimed to rule. He had no interest in such things. But young Anders was protéged by his grandfather and his grandmother as well. Mrs. Lady Solmore was just as involved in the business as Captain Solmore was. Anders has hit the ground running, if you will. He was brought up and educated in Waterdeep and came when the older Solmores took ill. He has since then taken the family business and grown it 15-20-fold, with connections in Waterdeep and reaching connections as far south as and Calimshan. He has made a name for himself here in town. He's not greedy. Young Anders sees a vision of an independent, advanced Saltmarsh. Right now, when you talk about the Lord's Alliance and the Loyalists, really what you're talking about is padding the pockets of rich nobles and taxes from exports and fisheries here in Saltmarsh. Now, there will always be a criminal element to Saltmarsh. There's no getting past that point. We cannot eradicate scallywags and pirates from this isle. It's what the city was birthed on. It's port of call to the savory and the unsavory all along the sort of seas.
It's a fool's errand.
It is. So, working with the people, allowing smuggling. Really, I'll be quite honest with you. We are just opposed to padding the pockets of the Lord's Alliance off the backs of our town. They've come in, of course, discovered the gold mine, which could be a benefit. We'll see how that the politics play. But really, the Solmore family is interested in ruling not for the necessity of power, but because we see a vision for Saltmarsh in the future that doesn't involve lords taxing every piece of cargo that comes in and out, and using our new-found wealth here to grow Saltmarsh into just another lord ensembled city along the Sword Coast.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do have a question then about this, since you're talking about how you want to work. What is your opinion of what the Lord's Alliance is doing? Because from what I've been told and been noticing, they seem to be trying to take power via fear as well. Because one of the things I've recently was informed of was that one of the men who sit on the council, the admiral, I believe, is his station, now requires that all members of the guard be loyal to the loyalists and the Lord's Alliance, which I find it interesting that he's basically using the city's militia to enforce his political regime.
Well, let me ask you a question then. Do you think that Saltmarsh needs the Lord's money to become the trading port that we're destined to be?
Well, it's quite obvious it's not needed, because it would have needed it before, and it hasn't needed it before, and it's been heavily getting greater and greater throughout time. So a sudden boom might look great now, but in the end, it's just this tiny molehill of the mountain of growth that this city's had.
That's 100% correct. You seem to think very closely to what young Master Anders thinks about Saltmarsh. The Lord's Alliance has came and taken by force. I'll be completely honest. The Sea Kings, the Sea Princes, were not the problem in Saltmarsh. They posed a threat to established governments. They posed a threat to a legal law-abiding system. And that fight that therein, happened from Lord Neverember and Waterdeep cost Waterdeep dearly. But I'll tell you this. I would be very surprised if any of the Sea Princes are dead. They're a necessity to our way of life. Young Anders has become accustomed to turning ill-gotten goods into sellable, clean merchandise. That's how we've made most of our money here, is things roll into port that people would like to sell. Those things go to the highest bidders in cities that legally buy them. We, to be honest, wash money. Gold that flows through here, it is. And we hold no qualms with that. We're under no law here. I, personally, and I speak for young Anders as his consigliere, do not believe in the push of the loyalists. But I will tell you also that there are many of the traditionalists that are backward thinking, and they are resistant to change. Change is coming to Saltmarsh. And if it's by sword or by coin, it will happen.
Well, I can tell you there are certain things that are weighing for both forms of that right now that I've been privy to learn, and I'm still worried about things that. Exactly, I'll just ask this in a direct fashion, though. Because I know an election is coming. If Anders were to win this election and, say, the Loyalists, which are the ones who are obviously making a show of force in the way that they're doing things, were to basically ignore the results of that election and come for the estate to try and take it by power, what are the chances that that would succeed? Because I'm worried about that happening right now. That's what I've currently been seeing. As I said, they seem to be wanting to take control by fear.
I would say that coin buys more favor than fear. Well-fed bellies, new merchant families, security in prosperity is a better bed to lay in than that which is one that is guarded by a sword or enforced by a sword. Tread carefully, because the players in this game, while up front may seem to be benefactory, Admiral Firebrand is a murderer. He is a pirate hunter. He has been at this game for longer, than most people have sailed ships here. So he knows Saltmarsh. He knows the players, and is a dangerous man. He's in the end following orders, though, and that's his highest, I would say his highest bond, is that he has orders to secure Saltmarsh for future growth, and the people and the traditions that have been here for years be damned. He'd shatter them all to see this job done. But pirates are a part of Saltmarsh. There's money to be made up and down this coast. It's silly to pass on that money in the name of gold and timber and textiles. Wouldn't you agree?
Actually, yes, I do agree. So then I guess to take this conversation to where I'm wondering if it's precisely going, it's obvious you had an interest in me because you sent a man to go speak with me to offer your invitation, which I am very grateful for. I've enjoyed looking throughout this estate just by being led to this room. It was quite, I don't really know how to describe how much of a difference it is from the life I've led. But might I ask what this meeting was more so than just trying to hear my opinions of the politics, just to be honest with each other here?
I wanted to gauge your worth. I have a job for you, if you'll take it. If you have any interest in joining with the Salmore family and their struggle to keep Saltmarsh an independent yet progressive new port town, we'll have to clean up some of the outside riffraff. Anders Salmore strictly prohibits slavery. He is very disinclined towards the kidnapping and selling of peoples to different lands. He's a good man. So we've had reports recently of smuggler activity. There is an abandoned manor a few miles outside of town. The locals will tell you that it's haunted. I think that's hubbub. I think there's independent and a nasty business of smuggling going on from there. I would like for you to check this out. If, indeed, you do find evidence there of smugglers operating, I would ask that you bring that information directly to me before you report it to the council, or before you report it, most of all, to Admiral Firebrand. From there, we'll make sure that you're covered. We'll make sure that your alibi is a successful one, and we'll introduce you more so into the great play that will be the election that happens here in a month. We'll have much work for you to do, but I think an able-bodied sailor like yourself with the experience that you have would make an excellent addition to the Salmore family. So you think on it. I don't need an answer.
I can already give you one. I'm interested. I'm very interested. So I'll be speaking to some of my friends, and we'll be taking a look into this man.
So be it. He draws a diagram for you of a secret cave entrance on the backside of the island that you can enter with a large-sized ship. He lets you know that if you come into port at night, especially this time of year, in early evening, there's always a fog that comes in from the ocean and settles in over the island. He draws a sea map for you a little bit on a channel you can navigate and silently bring any cargo or ships into the island, where he will meet you when you come. He walks you over on the island and shows you a little bit about where it's at. He shakes your hand and says, "It's been a pleasure meeting you. I have other business to attend to. We will speak soon."
Yes, we will. It's been a very good pleasure for myself, and I am very happy to be making the proper choice.
Excellent. I know you will. So, Alakan, you have been tasked, and you had said you wanted to talk to some of your contacts here in Saltmarsh about this haunted house. Who would you speak to?
Well, first I would speak to Winston.
Okay, and what would you ask Winston?
I would ask him if he knew anything about the haunted house that's outside of town. That Odwin had asked me to check into it. She kept saying that it was haunted.
Yes, I've heard of this haunted house. To be honest, it's a local legend. Uh, the house 20 years ago was the home of a gnomish inventor. That was before my time here. But since then, there's tragedy that surrounded the family and the house, and it is indeed believed to be haunted. Men have come back reporting bright flashing lights and screams emanating from the house. Um, as far as we know, um, you know, that's the story that's gone. I'll tell you what, though. You should speak with Will and Tom about this manor. They've investigated before. They'd probably know more than I know.
That was my next question, if you knew anybody else that might know. So I appreciate the information. I will head out the door and try to find Will and Tom.
Okay, where would you go to try to find them?
I would probably go down to the barracks at the
the south side of the island.
South side of the island.
Okay.
Where the watchtower and everything.
So you do. You head across town into the barracks. You're told that they are at the Wicker Goat. It's early or it's late afternoon at this point. So as of this time in the afternoon, they're off duty. They've served long enough that they don't serve on night watch or anything. They're already over there having dinner. Would you go to join them?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, so you walk into the Wicker Goat, and Tom and Will are there, and they smile and wave at you. And there's a big barrel-chested gentleman that's sitting at the table with a very neatly trimmed black beard. Big fella with one wooden leg sitting at the table with them. Would you join the table with him?
Yes, I will. I'll walk over and shake Will's hand, shake Tom's hand, and say, I'm sorry to butt in, but who's your friend?
Well, I'd like to introduce you to the Honorable Admiral Firebrand.
Admiral Firebrand, you have changed a lot since I saw you last, sir. I understand that you may have been wanting to talk to me at some point in time. My name is Alukan, and I'm sure that you remember me from the exploits I had whenever I was in the Marine contingent here.
He says, I do. Bad business, that. The old days of settling this wilderness frontier. It's good to see you. Have a seat, will you?
Sure, thanks.
He says, it's been years since you've been here. What brings you to our lovely little isle?
Well, I came back to visit with Will and Tom and let them know that I'd been getting along okay. I had actually stopped drinking. I know the last time you saw me, I was probably not fit company, but I've been kind of adventuring, just going out and sailing around, just trying to get my bearings.
Well, Saltmarsh has indeed changed in your travels. Great fortune has struck. We've discovered gold. We've partnered with the Copperlocks clan, and the Lord's Alliance has sent me personally to clean up the riffraff here in town and the surrounding areas. Saltmarsh is going to change directly. They haven't responded so far to request to join by growth, so they will respond to request to join by force, whether they like it or not. I'm sure you've noticed that factions are being made as we speak. We are less than a month away now from an election that will determine the future, and I will let nothing stand in my way of this new future here in Saltmarsh. What side do you find yourself on in the politics, sir?
Well, so far I haven't chosen a side, but I know that from your reputation and from Will and Tom here, I see them wearing these armbands that seem to, I believe they're white.
Yes, the white of the Loyalist, those loyal to the progressive push of the Lord's Alliance. If you're going to stay long in town, I'll be honest with you, you'll need to pick a side. And I'm sure you know you don't need me as an enemy.
Oh, of course, I understand that completely. Um, as far as picking a side, I'm sure that I will do that very shortly. I have been asked to check into a house that's outside of town. I've been a little bit short on money, and I had someone proposed me to go out and check into this house. I was wondering if y'all knew anything about it.
Yes, I've heard. Who asked you?
Well, it was a gentleman down in it was in a pretty seedy part of town. I believe it's the Sailor's Home, and I'm not sure what his name was right now. I know that he lives there, but I can't remember his name off the tip of my tongue.
Roll deception. He looks at you. Okay. Well, I'll tell you that these superstitious backwater lot believe that it's a haunted house. I don't. I'm busy right now and have sent Will and Tom here to check it out, but they confirmed that there was no activity in the home. They looked around and it's just an abandoned shack. It previously belonged to a gnomish tinkerer 20 years ago, and that house is rooted in ill fortune. But besides that, I don't think there's anything to it. If you feel like you should go to the house and you find anything, I would trust, based upon your past, that you'll bring whatever information you find directly to me. Would I be wrong in that assumption?
Oh no, you'd be correct. I'd bring it directly to you.
Tom and Will look nervous in this conversation. You can tell that's not the relationships that they've had before. They, in their past with you, they've always been warm and open. They're very subservient in this conversation. They know that they work directly for Admiral Firebrand, and they're avoiding eye contact with you. At this point, Admiral Firebrand finishes his meal and says, "You can find me either in the watchtower with the soldiers in the barracks during the day, or in the evening in my estate to the far south of this island. I trust you'll make the right decision, Alakan, and we shall see where your loyalties truly lie. Tom, Will, good evening." And he leaves.
Good evening.
So Tom and Will kind of look abashed. You're not used to this kind of interaction with them. Tom and Will, are not making eye contact with you. They seem a little bit taken aback.
What's wrong with you two? Seems like you're a little bit nervous. I don't understand what's going on.
They look at each other and they look at you. And Tom says, "You need to be very careful right now. People are disappearing. They're being press ganged into the army. Those that dissent against the Lord's Alliance, if they don't just completely disappear, they are framed for crimes that they did not commit. I hate to admit that." Will kind of hushes him a little bit. But Tom says, no, I'll speak my piece. I've known Alicon for years. He cautions you to be careful.
All right, Tom, I appreciate it. I understand, and I'm sure you understand too that the person that asked me about this haunted house was not someone that I wanted to mention their name to the Admiral.
Well, that was obvious, Alicon. You're a very bad liar. So let's discuss. Who asked you?
The lady's name was Edna Oland.
Ida Oland. Yeah,
Ida Oland.
Her family's the oldest fishing family in the village. I've known her for years, and she's a good woman. She is cited and made a name for herself in the traditionalists, and under any other circumstances, we'd stand right next to her. We've known her children and her sons and her grandsons and her daughters and her granddaughters. It's a large family. She's a good person, Alicon. She's trustworthy, but I'm just afraid she's on the wrong side of a fight that will sweep her out with the tide.
Well, I seem to think that she seems to be a quite nice lady. I haven't had any problems with her. She did ask me to go out and check out this house. You say that the Admiral said that y'all found nothing there. Is that true?
They look at each other. Not quite. Go see for yourself. We're at a point now, and this is Will speaking. Will speaks up and says, we can't tell you anymore, Alicon. We know you, and you are beloved to us, and we trust you. But you put us in a bad position to ask for information that Admiral Firebrand would not allow. And kind of under her voice, she looks around and says, he has eyes.
I see. All right. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and finish this nice meal and have a few drinks, and then we'll call it a night. I'll buy the drinks for y'all, but I've still got to drink my manatee milk.
They say they appreciate it, and you reminisce about the old days. Okay, so Badger and Goldtooth and Iron Bars, your plan was this evening to go see Kelladek, the mysterious wizard. Do you stick to that plan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So he's actually very close. He's one island over to the west of where you're at. There's a rickety old bridge that crosses over from where you're at. He's on the north side of the island. That's Kelladek's tower. So Kelladek is, of course, expecting you, but you can see the tower actually from where you're at across the bridge. There's a light on in the top of the tower. Do you just approach the front door then?
Yeah, we were invited. We're expected. I don't really want to piss this guy off, so yeah, kind of.
Okay, so do you
Ready to
knock
go.
on the door?
I'll let one of the bigger guys knock on the door.
Is there?
Okay, so Neil, give me a strength check. So under your character sheet, if you pop open your character sheet, on the right, under,
I see.
yeah, you could just roll a save. That's fine. Just grab the dice under strength. Okay, he knocks loud, but he doesn't break the door down. That would have been really funny if he'd have rolled a 20, because I would have made him break Kelladek's door. So he knocks, and a tall figure answers the door. The tall figure answers the door, introduces himself as Kelladek, and says, "What
Define
business do you have
tall.
here?"
I mean, lots of things are tall for me.
Yeah, so Kelladek is probably pretty close to 7 foot. He's a large human being.
Okay.
Oh man.
Damn.
So and what business do you have here? I'm very busy.
Well, we were told that you wanted to. I was told that you wanted to see me and my friends here.
Oh, yes, you're the one that Krebs spoke about from the empty net. Yes, please come in. He takes you all upstairs. He asks for your weapons, though. You'll leave your weapons downstairs. We'll speak upstairs.
Yes, I will leave my weapons. Let me see.
Iron
Can I
bars.
attempt to keep something on me?
Sure. Tell me what you want to keep.
Give me a second. Let me see what I've got. Yeah, I'm gonna try to just keep one of my 2 daggers. So then I would be giving them a lot of stuff. I'm giving them my hand crossbow and my hand crossbow bolts and my rapier and a dagger.
So
I just want to try to see if I can stash one of the daggers and hang on to it.
he motions to a table. Roll sleight of hand.
Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There's a roll. Heyo.
Yeah, fair enough. You're able to palm a dagger up into your sleeve as you're putting these weapons on the table. Goldtooth, do you relinquish your weapons?
Yeah, I set my warhammer and my crossbow down on the table.
Okay. Yeah, you do so. Iron bars, do you relinquish your sword?
My sword is my only weapon, right?
That's right. Yep.
Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious I have
yeah.
a sword, so I have to give it up.
Okay. So you place your sword and shield.
I can't really hide this
this long sword at my belt. I'm picturing Iron Bars like crouched around his sword, like I don't have anything.
Around his what? You're cutting out a lot, Steve. You might want to increase your sensitivity a little bit.
Oh, how's that? Is that better?
So far, yes, but yeah, you've been cutting out a lot, so I hope that helps.
Yeah, so I said he was. I picture Iron Bars crouched around his sword, and I don't have a weapon, but that's fine. He puts it on the table, and he takes you upstairs, and he says, "Well, okay, well, proceed. You wanted to meet me."
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What?
He says, "Okay, well, you wanted to meet me."
Yes. Well, we were invited here, right? Weren't we told that he was interested in meeting us? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah, he set up a meet. You actually set up a meet with Krebs Shanker at the bar. That was in exchange with Goldtooth's interaction there. Also, Dandelion said that he'd set up a meet with you. So he's been told by multiple sources that, you wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, well, basically, I guess our goal is to find out if we can get basically any support in, we're trying to figure out where we're going to stand on this struggle in town and kind of, what the situation is and how best to go about things. I don't know how to ask him about that. You have any ideas, AJ?
Yeah. So we're just looking to find out who's running this place and see what we can do to get, just like you said, get support in our ventures.
Well, to address your first question, that is a stupid request. Coin runs this place. Always has, and it always will. So, as far as support, what support are you looking for?
Well, we're just trying to set up shop here and start making some gold. Because as you said, gold runs things. That's what we're interested in. Our main goal here is to acquire more gold and wealth.
So you're looking to be employed, then?
Potentially.
Well, I'm guessing since you're coming to see me that you are those of the nefarious ilk, knowing that there is work to do here. What I need is evidence Are you three trustworthy?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Well, judging by your answers, I would hope that you're correct. So I won't trust you with much. But I'll tell you this. Any smuggling that happens here in Saltmarsh, for the most part now comes between me and my employer. If you would have
May I
evidence,
ask who your employer is?
well, everyone knows that I work for Galen Primewater.
Mm.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I must have forgotten that. Go ahead.
If you can find evidence that any others are infringing on that agreement, we've earned our right here. We've been here for years. We've fought blood, tooth, and bone to belong to the seedy underbelly of Saltmarsh, where we make our coin. I oversee all of Saltmarsh for Galen. So if you find evidence of any independent smuggling operations, you'll bring them directly to me before you bring them to anyone else. Do I have your word?
What do we get in return?
You get to live.
Oh, one of those deals. Okay.
Then
Well,
we can
the whole
talk about
point-
future prospering.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
I don't see any problem with bringing any information to you like that if we come across it. What do you think, Captain?
I don't have an issue with that.
Well, you do that for me. You find some smugglers here or about the area that are operating outside of the purview of myself and my employer, and we'll have conversations about future employ and the support that you're looking for. Does that sound fair?
It does sound fair. May I ask, just because I'm curious, I know that the traditionalists and the loyalists are very diametrically opposed. What is your opinion of the Lords? Is it the Lords Alliance or the Royalists?
The loyalists.
So the Royalists
The-
and
There's the
the
loyalists,
Loyalists,
traditionalists.
the Lords Alliance, and
Uh-huh.
the Traditionalists. Okay.
Presumably, Kaladek, you
So-
side with the traditionalists, no?
Roll
Well, we know he's
Badger,
sorry, go
roll
ahead.
persuasion.
Who? Who?
Badger. Well, of course, I don't side with, of course, the least is the Loyalists, the Lord's Alliance. Their goal is to bring law and order into Saltmarsh, which would hamper my and my employer's business quite a bit.
What about the Salmore family?
That's yet to be decided. If the Salmores could be seen to turn a blind eye to some of the ventures that make us the most money, I'm quite
Such
certain.
as slavery.
Well, right to the point, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I'm in the business. I know what makes the most money.
Piracy makes the most money here. Taking ships
Well,
laden with gold and goods up and down the coast makes the most money. Smuggling is just a way, really, to avoid taxation. There's money to be made. But slavery? Yes. Yes, slavery is a very profitable venture, being our geographical location and our relationships with certain peoples who would buy slaves.
okay. Just curious as far as what you meant there.
Mm.
Are you willing to be a slaver then?
Oh, you're asking the right guy here. I'm willing to do just about anything for the right price.
Just my kind of employee. Well, prove yourself. Bring me some evidence of independent smugglers. Bring it only to me, and to me first. And we'll talk.
Okay. I don't really have any further questions for him. Do you guys?
Are we? So, who specifically should we keep an eye out for to avoid any rubbing of anyone's stepping on any toes?
In the future, yeah, since we may have almost done that already.
Well, I'll leave that up to you, but I will let you know if you betray me or my confidence, there is no place safe within 50 miles of here where I can't find you and kill you. So here's what I appreciate in good contractors. The ability to think on your feet and the ability to not be micromanaged. I have no time for that. If you can be an asset, then so be it. If you can't, well then, I guess we'll know your place, won't we?
No, we're self-starters. You can trust us.
I believe in actions, not words.
Fair enough.
And he stands up and shows you to the front door.
All right. Yep. Pretty much got what we came for, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point it's early evening. Alicon, would you have gone back to Winston's, or did you have anything else that you wanted to do tonight?
No, I would head back to Winston's. I'm going to take a roundabout way, kind of checking over my shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, roll perception. You don't see anyone following you directly. It's a very busy time, though. It's early evening. People are starting to come into the taverns and the pubs. People are done with their day's work. They're about town. You don't notice anyone specifically following you, though. Do you head back to Winston's?
Yes, I will head back to Winston's.
Okay, Malinor. Do you head directly back to Winston's, or what do you decide to do with the early evening?
I'm gonna make my way back to Winston's, but I'm gonna, be smart and kind of wander a bit in the merchant area. Try to make sure that no one's directly following me. More so, caring if city guard is following me. Could care less if it looks like a Solomar estate people might be keeping a tab on me. I care more about the fact that I know the guards want to meet with me. Last I'd heard, and I don't want them knowing every little thing I'm doing. So I'm making sure that they're keeping to themselves.
Okay, roll perception for me. Oh, I saw the dice roll. Yep, we got it. No, you don't see anything. You don't think any city guard are following you. You notice that they're kind of watching out anyways. This is a raucous time of night, probably when the city guard is the most active. But no, you don't see anything. There's sailors that are in town. Port as you cross over the Salt Stack, which is the Merchant Corner and Coin Row. You of course see less of the raucous that comes from Newtown. But as you cross over the aisles into Sailor's Home, and then up into Winston's, there's less guard presence over here. The guards are really just trying to keep people from killing each other or drinking themselves to death over here, throwing themselves off of the pier. So you make it back and you don't notice anything. The trio that were at Keladex, do you guys head back to Winston's, or is there anything you'd like to do first?
Well, I think we all had planned on going to our respective meetings and meeting back up, so I think that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all meet up. Let's you guys can discuss as a group what you've discovered. Should I assume that you tell your crew here everything that you've learned this evening, or does anybody hold anything back?
Oh, I'm going to tell them everything.
All right, so good.
I don't see any reason not to. I mean, we're bound together. This is our crew, so.
So, upon hearing about the manor not being haunted and possibly being a smuggling thing, that's definitely now something I want to look into. I'll mention everything as well. I won't hold anything back. But we should discuss.
I can't hear very well.
Sorry.
Yeah, you are kind of quiet.
Here, let me turn myself up a little bit here.
Yeah, that's better.
Plus, I'm like really hard of hearing.
All right.
Sorry about that. Okay. No, I would want to discuss who we are actually planning on giving information to, or if we're just gonna double deal all the way around.
I think that if we do get any information, we should all go to our prospective people and try to tell them all at the exact same time.
That's a stupid idea.
Yeah, you guys talk it out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think
that way we can cover all our bases.
Yeah, and then we'll get even more information.
Piecemeal.
What?
No, we don't want to give them everything because we need some leverage. I mean, this is negotiation 101. You don't give them all the information.
Here's the thing. We can't go to each one of them and hope that, you told me to tell you. It doesn't say anything that my buddy told someone else, etc. Because here's the thing. One,
no, that's not going to work.
The Admiral already knows I'm associated with Alukan because he wanted to meet with both of us, which means that if Alukan goes to him and then I go to the Solmar estate, they're already going to be keeping an eye, and they're going to be wondering why I'm visiting the Solmar estate, why this knowledge is getting in the hands of the Solmars, and they're going to know it's from me, which means they're going to know he's double dealing right then and there. That already ends it right then and there. That's the immediate break in that chain. So we cannot be choosing let's go try to tell multiple people. So we need to pick one and work with it.
Well, what if here I have a possible idea with that. So who do you think out of the two of you guys would be the better bet in this struggle? Because from the information that it seems that we've gathered, we have the Lord's Alliance and the Loyalists, right?
I think the Lord's Alliance is the Loyalists.
Oh, they are
yes.
the Lord's
Alliance is backing the Loyalists.
The Salmor family is the other group, right?
They're the third group, yeah.
The third group,
there's the Loyalists, the Traditionalists, and the Salmors.
Okay, so basically what my thing is that I feel like because of what we spoke to Kelladek about, there could be a chance to get the Traditionalists and the Salmors on the same page.
They're already on the same page.
Well, I mean, I didn't gather that based on what.
I was trying to get across that. Like, here's the thing: the Lord's Alliance is against both other groups. Flat out, if we side with them, we're in a 2-on-1 fight. Flat out, we're going to be dealing with two other factions coming after us.
Oh, okay.
If we side with, say, the Solmors, who we already know have very high wealth, have a lot of coin, have a lot of secrecy, which they will keep us covered. They have their own private way into this island and into this city without dealing with any of the other ports. They have their own port where we have access to. And they're cool with illicit activities. That's how they've made their money.
Yeah.
The only one they don't like is slavery, but they're fine with piracy, with smuggling, etc.
I didn't realize that the Traditionalists and the Salmors were already kind of like in bed together.
They are and they aren't, and the fact that they don't know it yet, but the Solmors, if they take power, already understand that what the Traditionalists are doing is going to continue to happen, so they're going to turn a blind eye to it as long as it doesn't get too extreme.
Well,
I've literally been told this by the right-hand guy of Anders.
So it seems then our best course of action here is for what we're trying to accomplish would be to turn in our information or whatever to Kelladek. Us three will return our information to Kelladek, and if you two are both on the same page with this, you would return yours to the Salmors, and then from there we could kind of broker a stronger alliance between the two, which would give them the strength to overtake the Loyalists.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. Kelladek has no power within the Traditionalists. He is a mercenary guy by himself. The person with power for the Traditionalists is Ida. That's who's running that setup. That's who the one that sits on the...
I'm sorry. Okay, so my bad. So I misunderstood then. I thought Galen Primewater. He works directly for Galen Primewater, and I thought Galen Primewater was a big player in the Traditionalists.
That's correct.
He is, but here's the thing with Kaladek. As he told you, and as you told relayed to us, if you don't tell him your info, he's going to hunt you down and have you hunted.
Right.
That sounds stupid. I'm not working for a guy like that. Flat out, I want no part of it. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. He wants to make threats. I have a bigger group behind me that'll handle him because they're more powerful. They have more money. The connections that the Salmors have is far better.
Are you all saying this in front of Winston? Are you talking in front of Winston when you have these conversations?
Well,
yeah, absolutely. I don't give
I
a
guess
shit.
that
Winston's
depends.
cool.
What about
Is it
you?
just us and Winston?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in Winston's Bazaar, he's of course behind the bar. You could go down to your own private room, but Winston.
No, I'm fine with talking in front of Winston. In fact, I probably would have said, "Hey, can we close for the night and have some drinks here while we talk about this?" Since you're involved with us.
Yeah, and Winston definitely is. I mean, he's loyal to you guys. Winston's not shown any loyalty in town. The only thing that he would correct is the power of Galen Primewater. The Traditionalists love Galen Primewater because Galen is a rich man, but if you remember from some of the earlier conversations, Winston would remind you that Galen employs most of the Traditionalists that are here in his business ventures. There's a lot of people over that live in the Merchant Center that follow the Salmors. They're about money, but they don't want a ruler. They want one of their own, and Galen's been here forever. The Salmors have been here forever as well. The Salmor family has been around as well. The Traditionalists could be swayed towards the Salmors, but at this point, the Traditionalists are very heavily backing Galen. So working against or, making deals with any of them, if Kaladek made you an enemy of Galen Primewater, that would be a problem for you guys with the Traditionalists. Winston kind of clarifies some of the political standings. Galen's a favorite. Now, Ida Olin is the oldest family in town, and they know her, but even very few of the Traditionalists were going to vote for Ida. She's kind of the people's voice. She's like a union boss, if you think of it like that, And it's not even clear that Ida wants to run in this election. Ida just wants the people, from the dirtiest, crabber all the way up to the Fisher families to have a future and a safe future free from taxation and the gentrification of the loyalists. So he also warns that Galen Primewater is a dangerous enemy. He's been a pretty dirty guy for most of his life, and he's an older guy. So Winston would just caution to be careful in your dealings with Galen Primewater, and especially Kaladek. Kaladek is he's a crime boss. He holds no scruples and would kill people without thinking about it.
I mean, that's kind of the circles that we're already getting in bed with here. So, I mean, I don't know. We have our own goal of kind of, the whole point of this is to kind of topple the town, right? And take over?
It's up to you.
For what's or nuts?
You're not sure what Captain Robineau wants you to do effectively.
She wants one, I'm out of character wise. I will remind everyone because we don't say about her name in the character is we know that we're here to make a splash and to get rid of competition in the forms of pirates, which most likely means Kaladek is probably someone we need to get rid of.
Right.
That's correct.
We need to get rid of him or have him working for us, yeah.
And that's what you know so far.
So, that's why me, and I know my character is going to be more working with the Salmors, even though, Kaladek threatened to kill us. Salmors have the power to hide us. And they're willing to pay us a lot. I've seen what they have. They're probably going to be able to outfit us better than anyone else. Especially because they're already wanting to work with us, whereas the way you're saying Kaladek is more like, you still need to prove your worth. I've already proven our worth to the Salmors. They already like us.
Yeah, we don't have to be
perhaps they're just desperate and you don't know it.
They aren't desperate. Not the money they have. They aren't desperate.
We don't necessarily have to be in bed with Kaladek yet either. If we just prove ourselves to not, we couldn't find anything, sorry bud, then he'll just pass on us. You know what I mean? We don't have to get hunted down by him.
So Winston kind of chimes in at this point, and says, There is a vacuum here in Saltmarsh for a criminal element to thrive if the loyalists are not effective in their plans. The Sea Princes were the head of all crime here in Saltmarsh. Everything from prostitution to slavery to illicit drug trade to theft to fencing. The Sea Princes ruled with an iron fist, but they did so loosely. It was a thieves' code here in Saltmarsh.
I'll ask you this then, Winston, before you even continue. Is that what the traditionalists want?
I think you'd have to talk directly to the traditionalists. Ida, she remembers the harsh days of the iron hand of the Sea Princes. People were press-ganged into pirate groups. Murder was common. This island was allowed to be a fishing village, but there was no real commerce. The commerce that came was local. It's only been since recently that Anders has introduced relationships because of his royal ties into Waterdeep and Neverwinter and Luskan and down south to Baldur's Gate and the Isles and the civilized areas of the Moonsea. So if you would ask probably two of your standard traditionalists who they pick as a dog in this fight, they'd probably give you different answers. Ida speaks for all of them. If Ida told them which side to side with, she would. Galen's money be damned. They'll follow Ida to hell. Ida is from this village, and she has taken in orphans. She has rebuilt burnt homes. She's taken care of lost sailors and pirates' widows. And they'll follow her wherever she leads. But she has no interest in leading Saltmarsh. She sits on the council for the people, so they have a voice. Whatever you're going to convince the traditionalists of will have to be convinced through Ida if you're looking for an official proclamation or any leverage. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
It almost sounds like we could...
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It almost sounds like we could then achieve both goals of kind of helping the traditionalists, actually the people, but also removing Galen Primewater and the competitive pirate element at the same time. Is that correct?
Well,
Yes.
Galen's shaved knuckle in the hole is Keladek. Keladek has worked for Galen for years. But I believe that Keladek has his own sights on a brighter future.
I think Keladek is sitting back, waiting for Galen to make a mistake so he can take over.
Well, so he can take over the criminal element for sure.
Because it's seeming like he's starting, the way he's behaving and the way he's handling business is, I guarantee you, he's the one that would think that Galen's getting soft.
He is, but Galen offers a good guise for him and has for years to operate with impunity here in Saltmarsh. Keladek has operated, without question. Galen has covered all dealings from Keladek since I can remember, or since as far back as any of my sources go. Galen takes his cut, though. But as far as the muscle and the danger behind Galen Primewater, his sword in hand is Keladek the Unspoken.
Interesting.
See, but that's like, I understand the strength of that. I still see the Solmors as my personal horse to go with, because that strength of having the ties to other cities, which means we will be able to go elsewhere when we need to and have those connections elsewhere, to me sounds a lot better than just having ties to one.
Than a backwater gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to progress the city and make it more successful and more of a commercial trade, center and, progressive, as they say.
Winston kind of drums his finger on the table as you say that, and he's like, there is a great opportunity to build quite an enterprise here in Saltmarsh. As things progress and more money flows in, that's less money noticed that's shaved off the bottom. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
Well,
I mean, at this point, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that he doesn't really have anything else to add to it. He's of course listening, and
well, Captain, what's your opinion?
You all bring up very good points. I think I'm going to definitely defer to the first mate's thoughts on this. The Salmors appear to be the stronger bet for us being able to get in and make a splash here. I think that's a good idea. We need to be careful working with them, though. We don't want to work for them. We need to make our own name.
Well, that's the benefit that I'm liking from them, by the way. The way he approached me, the way things were handled in his estate, I can't guarantee it, but I can see it being a very good partnership. Because you don't just immediately show your new person that's going to be under the rung where your secret entrance into the city is.
No, you don't. Any good smuggler hides that for as long as they can.
Yeah, and he made sure I knew how to get to see him without anyone in the city knowing. So I'm pretty sure he's hoping we turned out to be something more than just an employee.
Yeah.
I have a question. Like, Alakan, what is your opinion of the discussion at this point? Like, it seems we've kind of already discounted Admiral Firebrand.
Yes, it's Admiral Firebrand.
Admiral Firebrand, but I mean, do you think that there's opportunity there, or should we, go with one of these other routes?
Actually, as I think back on what Captain Rowe told me, this is what I'm going through in my head, is that I think that Admiral Firebrand cannot be trusted. He is a pirate hunter. He can't be trusted, and no matter what we do, he already knows that we came into as a group with a known pirate, a known smuggler. I think he's got eyes on us, and we just need to be really careful.
And remember, you told us yourself when you were telling us all of your meeting with him tonight. Your friends, after he left, basically revealed you that when someone doesn't agree with him, he drafts them into the army. So,
right. Let's avoid that.
I think we do need to avoid him.
All right. I just wanted to get your opinion on that because I didn't really get a whole lot out of it.
So, what are your plans regarding then the haunted house? You've all, in some way, shape, or form, heard, of this place, and you each have your own kind of angle with the people you've been talking to on this place. Is that some place that you want to travel to, or are we holding off on that for later?
Yeah, it seems like the logical next step.
I think that's the next step. Yes.
Okay, so do you spend the night here? It's evening. It's nighttime. It's early evening.
Wait.
What?
It's a haunted house, right? Haunted houses are so much cooler at night.
Yeah, but it's a couple miles away. And you're talking about a couple miles of coastal road at night in a place where none of you have been. But that's up to you. You guys want to travel at night? That'll make it more interesting for me.
I mean, if it is a hive of scum and villainy like we hear, instead of being an actual haunted manor, then it probably would be better to approach when it's quieter during the day, because they probably do most of their dealings, most of their activity at night.
That makes sense.
Agreed.
Okay, so do we want to wait till morning? We'll spend the night here at Winston's Bazaar, wake up first thing in the morning, and head to, Alakan has directions to this haunted house.
I mean, yeah, if we know how to get there, we could always just go scope it out and decide. What do you guys think we should do? Let's take a vote.
It's only a couple of miles, too. That's only going to take, less than an hour.
It'll still be
usually
yeah,
about 3 miles an hour. So
it'll still be night. It's gonna be a little treacherous, but if we have a map and know where we're going, we have a couple good trackers with us. I mean, I don't think the danger is too high. Besides getting jumped.
That's up to you guys.
I think that if we go there at night, we can we'll be at least under the cover of darkness and have a better chance of seeing the activities and without being seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
some of
seeing
us are kind of
without being seen is a better advantage. So that way we could see what's going on.
I'm always down for a little sneaking.
For a little night action.
Yeah, not all of us are very sneaky though. Some of us are quite loud.
Well, you don't have to come then. We can scope it out for you.
I mean, that's true. I could always hang back too and let the sneaky ones go in. I need to go with you.
Well, I mean, I'm big, and if I step on a twig, they're gonna hear it for 3 miles. So,
well, you would hang back too then, probably.
Yeah, we should still go in case shit hits the fan.
Yeah, I mean,
and honestly, guys, I don't know if you realize this, but I got an ace in the hole, and I reach in my pocket and I pull out Toad. This little guy right here could get us into just about anywhere.
What?
What's that?
Well,
I don't know. I can see what you're pulling out.
Yeah, I pulled out my Toad. Well, he's a frog. His name is Toad.
Yeah.
Basically, he tells me, he could tell me what's going on. If we get close enough, I could send him in and find out, a little bit more information.
Isn't that the one I thought I...
With my Natural Explorer feature, I have picked the coast as my favorite terrain. So anything we do on the coast, I can go through, and I have a little bit of advantage on certain things.
All right. I mean, I've got dark vision as well. I mean, we
can't become lost except by some type of magical means. So
right.
There's no chance of getting lost, and plus, as we're traveling, it wouldn't be through any type of hazardous terrain or anything like that. It'd be just normal.
Right. I think we should go tonight.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so you all you take I'm guessing you take all your gear with you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So you do. You head out then into along the coast, and it's a beautiful night. The sun's out. The waves wash up against the ocean. It's early fall, so there's a little bit of chill in the air, but this part of the world doesn't get really cold. More of a temperate climate. So you head along the coast, and of course, before you even know that you're there, you discover this place, or at least what you think it's the only manor that sits along the coast here. Do you all just approach it, or as soon as you're aware that this manor by moonlight you can see, do you kind of stand back and decide who's going to go up first?
Yeah, we should stand back and decide what we're gonna do.
Well, I mean, I can sneak up there and see if I can, glean any more info about what's going on within.
You can. So you want to sneak up?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, then you're gonna want to roll stealth.
Yeah, let's send the little guy up there to take a look. Who else wants to go with him? Anyone else? Alocan?
I'll go with him.
There? Yeah.
Okay, both of you give me stealth. Give it to me at an advantage. It's nighttime.
Hold on. Huh? Advantage, and then roll stealth.
Okay, so as soon as you start to head up towards the house, yeah, that's good. So you approach the house stealthily. You two, you're trying to be as quiet as possible. You don't see anything that would seem to you like there's anyone here.
Okay. So, are there any open entrances, or is everything kind of closed up?
Yeah, you see a front door.
I mean, is it like open or is it closed?
It's closed. The front door is closed,
Okay.
but there's no lights. There's nothing that's happening here. You know, when you're in the area, you're not seeing anything.
All right. I guess I'll try to move up to the door. Still, staying hidden, and I would like to investigate for any kind of traps before I try the doorknob.
Sure. Investigation.
While he's doing that, I'm going to motion for the others to come forward slowly.
Okay. Badger, no. You don't think that the door is trapped. It's an older door. It's fallen apart. Not much to be seen here.
All right. I will try to quietly open the door.
Okay. Give me just a second. I'm going to share a map with you. Okay, you successfully open the door. You peer in, and you're looking at just like an entrance hall. Old, dilapidated house. Not a whole lot to be seen. Just you could see when you open it up by moonlight. There's moonlight coming in through the roof in some places, and then through the windows. It's not a ton to see in this room, but that's all you see so far.
Okay. I will enter then.
Okay.
And motion for Alicon to go ahead and come in as well. And because I don't see anything, so looks clear.
Yeah, there's not even any sounds
I'll
in
go ahead
here.
and walk in.
I'm going to be kind of like quietly heading up, not really stealthing because I suck at it, but make my way. Once motioned for us to come up, I'm going to head up and follow that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll approach. Did we leave Uthrak behind then, or?
We did. Yeah, Uthrak couldn't join us this evening, it looks like. So I've placed you on the map. Place yourself where you would be in this room that you see. This is all you see here is an entrance hall. The front door opens to a musty, kind of dirty entrance hall. To your left, a corridor leads into the west wing of the house. The walls are bare and bits of smashed furniture lie upon the floor. Ahead of you, another corridor leads towards the rear of their house. A staircase on the eastern wall climbs to the next story. Reaching it at a balcony that overlooks the entrance hall along its north and west sides, the stairs appear safe to climb, though the balcony rail is broken in several places under the stairs, on the north end of the wall and the third corridor east.
You guys want to split up and meet back here, or should we stick together? Captain?
It sounds like we're alone, so we could probably split up and be safe doing so.
All right.
Never split the party.
Always split up the party.
Always.
Hey, you guys are last. You're past like my role playing rules of where I won't kill level 1 characters. You're all level 2, so go ahead and split up if you guys want.
I don't like this.
I don't like the sound of that either. But it does make things interesting.
All right.
Yeah, it's up to you, Captain. It's technically what we do.
So at this point, you were being stealthy, Badger. Give me an investigation check. Alicon, you can give it to me too.
Oh, also, since we've entered, I'm gonna kind of like quietly look around to see if any signs of actual use of this building recently.
Okay, give me an investigation check then. Yeah, so all three of you see a set of footprints through the dust. This is an older house that kind of goes up and towards your left down this hallway. But other than that, no, it doesn't look like anybody's been here for a long, long time.
Hmm.
Okay. So there's fresh footprints though.
That's correct.
All right. Well, I mean, let's head that way and investigate. I guess,
Yeah,
unless you guys want to.
Nah, let's stick
You know,
together and follow
in,
those.
in games, it's always this decision like, should I go the right direction or should I go the opposite direction of the right direction to find good things?
We can always explore the rest of the house later, barring any unforeseen circumstances.
Potentially, I guess that's true.
Yeah, so
Sure.
as you come up there, place yourself as you'd be as you start to go down this hallway, but everybody go ahead and roll a nits for me, and we'll just work that way.
Roll what?
Roll a nits.
Oh.
Like, I'd like to put myself in front, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put myself right there. Seems like a good spot for me.
Hey, Iron Bars, do you have the map?
I have the map.
Okay, go ahead and put yourself where you'd be. You're kind of just standing in the doorway. You are the fighter. Your spot should probably be up front, but I don't know. I like to put these up front. That's up to you.
Didn't you say
I was
need to roll
tempted to go
something?
up front, but it's always a scary proposition for someone of my constitution.
Does it? Aren't my don't I have 6 steps or something like that?
Well, you do. You don't have to take that now, though. I'm just saying you can place yourself if you want. You know, the way that I've placed you there, and I'll work on party placement. But yeah, go ahead and roll initiative for me. So if you open up your character sheet, initiative is what's under init. So it says +1. There's a little dice in it. It's right in the middle of your character sheet. If you grab that dice and roll it in the chat box, it'll roll it for you.
Map
Just a thing for
taking up
people
most
to know.
font.
If you want to make it easier for a future, you can actually take on your main where it says init, you can grab that dice and drop it in one of the slots on the bottom in Fantasy Grounds, and you can click it and it'll auto.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
fancy.
You can create a hot box out of your initiative.
Good idea. Thank you.
That's cool.
Okay, so we've got a nits for everybody. Up first is Alakan. Alakan, where would you travel? And from your
You did say that the footsteps were leading up the hall to the
to the left,
To the left.
actually.
Over
Yeah,
here.
that's correct.
Oh, okay, to the left. All right, I thought you said up. Okay. I would probably go down into this hallway. I've got my trident ready, so.
Okay.
That's 30 feet right there.
Okay. From there, just a little bit down the hall, facing down the hall, to your left, you see a closed door. To your right, you see a closed door, and in front of you, you see a closed door. The footsteps lead to the forward door, the one directly in front of you.
Okay.
Okay, nothing to the side.
Nope. Okay, Iron Bars. You can move 6 squares. Go ahead and place yourself where you'd like to be.
Are these stairs right down here?
That's right. Yeah, right by where you're at. There's stairs going up to a second story.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
You want to go upstairs by yourself?
by myself?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No. I'm
I
right
mean, you
here.
can.
I'll
You're a
wait
big,
for
you're a big
everybody else.
scary orc.
I'm not that stupid. I'm not that stupid.
All right, so Iron
You
Bars has
sure?
gone around the corners. Badger, where would you go?
I'm gonna go continue down this hallway. I'm gonna investigate this door, I guess, and just see if I can find, I don't know, any, I don't know. No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try to open the door, just to check it.
Shoot.
Okay. You open the door. Nothing happens. This room
Okay.
was once a library. It's got bookshelves around the walls. Most of the shelves are broken, and in many places, the shelves have come away from the wall. The few shelves still intact are empty, but a pile of books rest in the southwest corner.
Okay. Doesn't really look like there's much of interest in here. I was mainly just checking to make sure we weren't gonna get, trapped by enemies behind us. So, I'm good there. That's my turn.
Okay. Malinor, what are you gonna do?
I'll head up near them, but I'm not going to go much further because I'm not really the most stocky person.
Okay,
So I'll stop and hang there.
that's fine. Goldtooth. And this hallway is wide enough you
Am I
could
the
pass
only
by each
one
other.
going down this long?
Yeah, you are. You chose to
are.
go down the long hallway.
You're wandered off on your own.
Neil, ahead of you, or Iron Bars ahead of you and to the right, you do see a doorway, though, on your right. But it's not your turn.
Right here?
Yep. Yeah, it just showed
Okay.
up.
Why'd you tell me that? Damn it.
Goldtooth, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll just kind of sidle in here. Just follow along.
Okay. Alakan. The hallway is wide enough that you can move through the other players here, too.
Okay, I'm
Move
going
around,
to ask Badger if he saw anything in that room.
No, I don't see anything in here. Just a bunch of old books.
Books. I'm going to go into the room and check out the books.
Okay. So yeah, as you enter the room, there is indeed some serviceable books that you see. Are you going to take an action to kind of look through the books?
Yes, I'd like to look through them, search them, see what type of books they are.
Okay. So here there are a few books. One is the magical properties of gemstones. You can clearly read that. The magical properties of herbs and flowers, metaphysics of mathematics, and then an old weathered book. It's in a style of writing that you don't know.
The one that I don't know about, I'm definitely going to take that one and slip it into my backpack. I'm going to just go ahead and take all of them.
Okay.
Because I may be able to sell them.
You do. You take all of the books that are there. Okay. So then that brings us to Iron Bars. Iron Bars, what do you do?
I want to see what's in this room right here, since all the rest of you left me by myself. I want to see
Hey, we didn't leave you by yourself. You wandered off alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean,
wanna
it's
see
fine.
what's
You
in
can do
this
your
room.
thing.
You do your thing. Yeah, you're a big, strong orc. You're an
So
independent orc. You don't need no man.
the only thing of note in the room is
Yeah.
a clump of tiny red mushrooms growing around a fireplace in a semicircular formation. Otherwise, the room is bare.
Eat the shrooms. Eat the shrooms.
There is an old fireplace here, though.
Delicious.
Could I eat the shrooms? Would they kill me?
Don't eat the shrooms. I was kidding.
Find out.
Investigate the fireplace. I'm learning that from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. Investigate the fireplace.
Yeah, I am curious about this fireplace. So, and why is there just random shrooms growing up in the?
This place has been abandoned for a long time, but okay. You investigate the fireplace.
Are the
So-
shrooms growing, or are they just lying around?
No, they're growing out of the fireplace, out of the brick
Oh.
that's there. So, Neil, if you open up your character sheet and go to skills, it's a tab on your right. You can
Right.
grab the dice next to investigation. Roll that in the chat box for me.
Skill.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation. Right here. I see.
Yeah, Melanor, I saw that. I'm sorry. I have effects. I can add those for you.
Oh, okay, I was just trying to see how to do it, see if I can possibly do it, since I didn't want to bug you.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, Iron Bars, you don't see anything, and that's your turn.
Okay.
You investigate the fireplace. You don't see anything of value. Badger, what's your move?
I'm gonna move up here and go ahead and open this door.
Okay. You open this door. This room was once a writing room or a study. Against the wall under the window sits a large wooden writing desk, partially broken and riddled with damp rot. There are 3 drawers in each side of the desk and a large central drawer. The latter is closed, but the others are all open, and 2 of them have been broken open forcefully.
Okay, well, I guess I'll.
So the
well,
big
so
drawer
it's
is
not a
locked.
door,
The
but-
other 2 are open. They've been broken open, but the big drawer in the center is locked.
Can I attempt to pick said lock? I have
You can.
these
Yeah.
tools.
Give me sleight of hand.
Is that okay?
And you actually get double proficiency in the air, but I think it's already marked on your page because of expertise. So, yeah, you
Yeah.
can just roll sleight of hand.
That was a crappy roll, but it wasn't too bad because my sleight of hand is really good.
You actually did it. You take your thieves tools out. You pop the lock. Inside, you find a couple of potions of healing, and you find a rare gem. And written in Gnomish, what you find is what looks to be design plans. Do you take a look at these plans?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you take a look at these plans. Give me just give me a flat intelligence roll.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of a low roll.
They're designs for something. You do see a picture of what looks to be like a modified hand crossbow.
Interesting. Gonna go ahead and shove this information in the potions into my pack.
Okay.
So you said it's a rare gemstone with plans, and the plan. Sorry, there was a gemstone. I want to
Yeah.
make sure I get all the stuff in my inventory
Hey,
correctly.
just for you guys, in the party sheet, I'm adding all of this. If you click on the button that has the eye with the peoples all together in the top right corner, it's everything that you found. So you don't have to keep it in your notes. We'll add it automatically to your character sheets after you guys divvy up the loot. So there's no need to keep track of that in notes. The party sheet will keep track of all of your inventory that you find here.
Cool.
That's perfect. The cool thing about that is I can just grab these little dragon heads and put it right into my inventory.
You can.
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna take that stuff and say I'm gonna mention say, hey guys, I found some potions in here.
Neat.
Okay, awesome. You do so. Malinor.
I'm heavily debating if I want to open another door by myself, but seeing that we found or heard nothing, I think I'm going to take a chance
Okay.
and head here and open the door.
And you do so. There's nobody here. You're following the tracks of the footprints that you guys saw. So when you open this up, it looks like an old living area. A door in the north wall leads into a small patio. The paving is cracked and overrun with weeds. Other than a pile of refuse in the southeast corner, the room is bare. But as you open the door, do you cross the threshold?
No, I kind of like peek in. I haven't actually walked in yet. I'm not going to open and walk right in.
Okay. Yeah, so you just see a pile of refuse. You see the tracks kind of, going off into another corner. But that's all you see in this room.
So wait, the tracks go to another corner?
Yeah, they go to the bottom left corner in the room.
Where the rest
Okay.
is.
Okay, so that looks like that's your turn unless you want to take any other action.
No, I'll be there. I'm good.
Okay, Goldtooth, what do you do?
I don't know. Guess just approach.
Okay, put yourself where you want to be.
6. Fuck it. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm following.
Let's say be ballsy, Captain.
Following the footsteps.
Okay. As you do so, you cross the threshold, and a booming voice through the whole house, it reverberates the glass in the windows, says, "Welcome to your death, you fools!" And manic laughter reverberates through the whole house, but it sounds like it's coming from like every corner, down the hall, in the corner, outside. And that's all you hear?
Can I get an Arcana check to identify the spell? I think out of character I know what it is.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll it.
It could just be an alarm spell.
You do. You would recognize this as a modified magic mouth spell.
Mm-hmm.
You would normally, you know about this spell from your research. You would know that this spell normally comes with some very negative effects. But it seems like the only action that's happened from this spell has just been a verbal component that goes through the house.
Okay. Okay. So the footsteps just stop here at the refuse?
Looks like it.
Can I look around?
Sure, you can roll investigation. Yeah, you easily spot a trap door underneath the refuse. There's definitely a trap door that's underneath there.
I'll just point that out, and then I guess that's it for me.
Okay. Alakan.
I'm going to go ahead and move up into this room.
Okay, go ahead and place yourself where you'd like to be.
So that's all the movement I've had. I guess I could dash, but that's fine right there.
Okay. Iron bars.
That-
In front of you, you do see a door on this side of the room. There's a door to go into another part of the house down here.
I don't think it's a very good idea to be so far away from my team, because this is how people get got.
Well, you also heard this giant booming voice throughout the house just a moment ago.
You did. You would have heard that
I mean-
giant voice through the house. "Welcome to your deaths, you fools," and manic laughter.
Yeah, I'm like a guy. I'm still a little bit on edge because I'm so far away from my people and in a quote unquote haunted house.
Sure. So you can go ahead and move back towards them. You can use your dash action if you'd like to move 12 spaces.
Dash action.
Yeah, so basically you're using your action to dash. So the only thing you'd have to do is just move yourself, your character, 12 squares back towards the group if you want.
Okay. Can I run through the wall?
You can try.
It's an older wall. Give me a strength check on that. So open up your
Can't blame you. Can't blame you.
yeah. So just under saves where it says STR, just roll the dice. Just grab the dice where it says strength under your
Under
save.
saves, I see STR.
Yeah, and roll it.
I mean, do you blame me? I don't want to have to go all the way around. It saves me some steps too.
Jeez.
All right. So are you using your sword, or are you just like using your shield to plow right through?
I'm just using my if I use my shield to plow right through it, and I have a feeling that part of the wall was going to come down, so that probably won't be very smart.
Okay, so you're just running head first through the wall into the joining room.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I forgot to ask. Is the wall brick?
No, it's old wood.
It's all wood.
Yeah, this is an
I was
old
gonna say, 'cause
wooden house.
That's a very important. That's a very important piece of information.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why we thought you were doing it, because it was like old wooden beat down stuff. So we figured you thought it'd be easy.
Yeah, you can. So
I mean,
under
hey,
your, we'll play it like this. Go ahead and roll your to hit. Go to actions on your character sheet, and just next to your longsword, roll that dice that says +5 next to it.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So you plow through this wall. The wall creaks, dust falls, but put yourself on the other side of the wall where you want to be after you've just plowed through your wall.
Well, I mean, where I'm standing right now, I'm standing in front of a fireplace. So
you can move.
You'd probably want to go down to the left.
There.
Yeah.
Let's say you came through the wall, you moved there. That's all that, with your action and your movement, that's all you're going to get out of this.
The fuck was that?
Okay.
Okay, Badger. You just heard a manic laughing voice, and you heard something crash through a wall.
Yeah, I'm going to say, all right, guys, looks like we found all we can here. I'm going to go ahead and just go on back, and I'm going to start running back out. I'm going to dash, actually, back out to this room.
Okay.
Right, and I'll meet up with Iron Bars and like, holy crap, it was you, bro.
Iron
you
Bars
jump through that wall.
It's clear that he did. He's standing there covered in debris and dust, and looking very stupidly around the room. He was spooked by that noise. Okay.
Did you hear that voice?
Malinor.
That's why I ran through a damn wall.
Malinor,
oh God, that's why I ran out here.
I ain't scared.
I'm gonna head here and I'm gonna investigate the trapdoor and see if it's trapped.
Okay, roll investigation for me, please. Yeah, Alucard said, "Hey, Kool-Aid." No, Malinor, it's not trapped. It's a very rudimentary trap door. Somebody has made effort to kind of cover it up as they've gone under this pile of refuse, but you kind of poke through the dirt. You see nothing that would indicate that it's trapped.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna. I don't have much else I can do, so I'm not gonna do anything else.
Okay. Goldtooth, your turn.
Sorry, did he find any traps or anything? No?
Would you have told him that, Malinor, that you don't think it's trapped? Okay.
You think it's trapped?
It's
Doesn't
not.
think it's trapped.
Oh. Shit, let's open that bitch up.
Okay, you open it up, and it's just a ladder that kind of descends down into an area below. At the bottom of the ladder, it looks like a staircase goes down into another area.
Okay.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yes, I think it was wise to gather the party before venturing forth. I agree with this.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just call out and say, "Hey, yo, let's go down here and see what's up."
Okay. Alakan, what would you do?
I'll look down the hallway and holler at Badger and Iron Bars and say, come on, guys. Can't be leaving someone behind. And then I'm going to go over here by the trap door.
Okay. Iron Bars, what would you do?
What would I? Let's see. I believe I'm standing next to Badger, right?
You are. So would you
Yep.
choose to move down the hall towards the rest of the party?
Yeah.
Okay.
To
So
investigate the
4, 5, 6.
to investigate the the
Whatever they're calling for.
trap door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Badger, what would you do?
I would reluctantly follow him because I don't want to be fucking alone here. God damn it.
Come on, little guy.
Okay. Then in the same turn order, should I assume that you guys are heading down into the trap door?
Do we want to
Yeah.
do a marching order? Can we do a custom marching order?
You can. You can select who goes first.
I mean, I can probably go down quietest and check for dangers.
That's up to you. I was gonna send the orc down first.
Yep, that works for me. Let's do it. Bye. Iron bars. And I kick him down the hole.
Hey, big guy, you wanna head down there first?
You better hope I don't land on anything.
I'm not really gonna kick you down the hole. I was joking.
You'll be fine. Head on down there, champ.
Okay.
I say we send the orc first. He's the biggest and the strongest of who we have here.
He probably has the most HP too, which is really the most important thing.
That is the important thing. Yes.
Okay, so give me a second, guys. I've got to clear this map, and then we'll put you into the next one.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Same here. I need to take a pause for the cause.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's take a break. I'll get this new map loaded, and then we'll continue from there.
All right.
I'm back. I was just getting a drink real fast. Everyone go?
I'm back.
Oh, are we on a break?
Yeah.
Okay. I will have to leave here in about like 40 minutes or so. Briefly.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop. Steve, here in about 40 minutes, I'm gonna have to leave briefly.
Okay.
To take Dom to work, but then I will return. It won't take me long.
Okay.
If we're in the middle of like a combat or something, I'll have someone else do my actions or some shit.
Okay.
Haunted mansion. So, which of these rumors was true? That's the question.
Okay, everybody, you should have the new map.
Is everybody back?
Probably not. Doesn't sound like everyone's back yet.
I'm here.
Okay, so Gultu's here, Malinor's here. Badger, are you back? Not yet. Iron Bars, are you there?
Well, at least we're lucky. No, nobody in this campaign has a 10-foot pole. I was playing in one. The guy who was playing a dwarf cleric, he had a 10-foot pole, and he would check for traps with it.
Yeah.
And he touched this one globe, and it caused a fireball that had like a 30-foot circular pattern on it. It killed every one of us. It was like a total party kill all at once.
Oh no.
It was like everybody was like, "Why did you poke that thing?" It got kind of intense there for a little bit.
That would be tragic.
Yeah, I think
right,
we
I'm
were
back.
on 3rd level or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think everybody's here but Iron Bars.
I'm here.
All right.
Okay, so you should all have the new map here. Iron Bars, you've been elected to go first. You walk down this ladder and into this room, and it looks like a wine cellar. Shoulder height wooden bottle racks line the north and west walls here. There appear to be no intact bottles left in the racks and shattered bottles all over the floor. Against the east wall at the foot of the stairs rest 2 large metal storage bins. They appear to be empty. In the center of the room lies a corpse clad in very serious plate mail armor. A lying sword lies by the corpse's right side, and a large shield covers its legs. So the corpse is in the middle of the room. What do you decide to do?
Well, I'm a half orc, so I'm a shiny object. So
Shit.
Okay, so you move over to the corpse. You move over to the corpse then.
yeah, I move over to the corpse to investigate it and possibly take the potentially valuable items.
Yeah, this is plate mail. You know what it is. You see it as soon as you step up, but as soon as you as soon as you walk up, a swarm of these nasty little creatures leaves the body as soon as you walk up to it. So this should be fun.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Fun, he says. It's never good when the GM's about to have fun. Yeah.
Honestly, I thought he was saying it sarcastically.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Fun
Yeah.
for him, not for us.
Last time a GM told me it was gonna be fun, I ended up dying.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Okay, Badger. It's your turn. You've watched Ironbars walk down this, and you just hear this skittering of nasty little creatures run out from this body. You can see it from where you're at on the stairs there, and it's your turn.
Is that what you're wanting to do?
Badger, you still with us?
Sorry, I was muted. How big are these things? Can I tell?
From what you can see, it's just a swarm of creatures. Let's take a look.
Okay.
So when you're looking at it, it's just like a swarm of large-sized maggots.
Okay. Well, 1 second. Well, I guess I'll try to save him since I've got line of sight and I've got elevated position on him.
You do.
I guess I'll try to shoot. It's a swarm of rot grubs. Okay. Well,
Gross.
let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll. You said they're large, right?
Yeah,
I'll
they're
hit
pretty.
one with my hand crossbow.
Okay,
Gonna get
go ahead and roll it. Just don't forget to target them. You got to control click on them, and then just roll your attack.
Okay. Actions. Oops. I didn't do that. Okay, that's not.
No, I think you actually just damaged yourself. No, you
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, you just got to roll attack.
Um.
So under actions, just roll to hit.
Yeah. With my hand crossbow.
Yeah, you've targeted them.
Oh wait, I get advantage on this. This is sneak attack.
Okay, roll again.
Do I need it?
No, you hit. So now roll damage.
You always want to take that advantage
Well,
roll in
well,
case you
I
got a
should-
crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I should just in case. Okay, I didn't crit. All right, so. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and roll my damage then, which is. How do I do that?
Should
Just
be able to
roll.
drag it.
Just grab the dice that says D6 plus whatever and put them in the chat box.
Partially resisted. Okay.
Yep.
So
Small.
Okay.
damage 5, and then plus an additional d6 for sneak attack, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage.
Like I think there's a way to roll that together. I just don't know how to do it.
Okay. That's it for you, Malinor.
So where's the entrance from, like, the ladder? What part of that?
That would be right where Badger's at. I just assume you'd all come down the ladder in order here. You're on a stairway now out of that hallway that kind of overlooks this room you're seeing.
Okay. I'm gonna move there, and then
Fireball. Oh wait, we don't have fireball yet. Never mind.
Damn it.
Sorry, when I play sorcerer, that's my answer for everything.
Frostbite.
You talking about the spell or the whiskey?
That would help you guys.
looks like I failed. He succeeded on the save, so nothing happens.
I thought
Okay.
they went hand in hand.
What was it that you cast?
I cast Frostbite.
Okay, so you go to throw this magical cold energy at these little rot grubs that are swarming out of this body. And it seems like as soon as you throw it, they kind of wiggle over to the side and around it in their weird little swarm. They don't take any damage from it, though. Okay, so...
Iron bars, trust me. Taking damage is the best form of earning experience. It's the
Am I
best.
taking damage right?
Might be.
I don't want to take.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that you taking damage is a good thing for the rest of us.
Okay, so iron bars, the first set of these things,
Oh.
because as soon as you come up and touch it, they kind of swarm at you and kind of crawl up onto your armor. But you're you're easily able to kind of slough them off. You just kind of brush them off your armor as they're coming.
Mm-hmm. I'm not like, can I get them off me? They're crawling up on my arm. I'm like, get off me!
Okay, and the second group directly in front of you do the same thing. Like they crawl up onto your pant leg, and you're able to like brush them off pretty quickly.
Okay.
And again, the third group comes around the body and starts to come up your pant leg, and you're able with your shield to like block one from jumping up on you and just kind of brush the rest off of you. Goldtooth.
Yes. I will shimmy on down here. Control. I will target the grubs number 2 there and just try and do a hammer smash, squish some bugs.
Go ahead and roll it. Okay,
Ooh.
you do. Roll your damage.
Boom. Boom.
So you do. Like your hammer is super effective here. Your hammer swishes down, and half of the swarm is just guts everywhere.
Swish.
Okay, Alakan.
All right, seeing this, I'm going to take and come down here past right here. And then I'm going to use my heavy trident and kind of slash at these grubs here.
Okay, just control click to target.
Did.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay. Now, because you did hit with that too, you can roll to attack for your second attack there with your glaive.
Yes. Let's see.
Just roll attack. It's fine. The attack will determine if you connect with him at all. And you don't. So you swing on these grubs. You just squish the remaining 3. You catch them with your trident in a neat stab. And you go to swing again, but when you swing, the grubs on this side are already dead. Okay, Badger.
It should be Iron Bar. I pressed the end turn.
Oh, you did. Okay, let me circle back through to Iron Bars. Iron Bars.
Yes.
So the ones directly to your right are dead. The ones to your left and right in front of you are still alive. Do you attack them?
Okay.
Iron Bar Smash.
So
Yes.
just control,
attack.
Iron Bar Smash.
just control and click the one you want to attack. Okay. Now,
Alright.
now in your character sheet, just under actions, you'll roll the dice to attack. And that's just where it says longsword, it says +5. Just grab that dice and roll it over here in the chat box. And you crit.
Woof.
Okay, so go ahead and grab where it says 1d8 +3 slashing. Grab that over and put it in the chat box. Okay, now roll a d8 for me.
D8. The one of these little black dice down here.
At the bottom, it's going to be the fourth one from the right. No, I'm sorry, the third one from the right. Yeah. So start at the right, 1, 2, 3. That's the one you want to roll.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. So you just hammer down with your longsword and catch a big group of them. Just use the flat of your blade to try to squish them and slash them, and you do a lot of damage to this swarm.
Okay.
Badger. I think you're on mute, buddy.
Yeah, I was sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and. So I'm up on like a balcony area in this room, right?
That's correct. Yeah, you're up at the very top of the stairs overlooking the room. So you have a free shot at whatever you want.
All right. Well, I guess I'll try to target this thing then with my handcraft bit and try to shoot that one.
Just make sure you roll your attack at advantage. You have high ground.
Let me check that. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Advantage. Advantageous rolls. Bam.
Oh, did you select the ones that you? Oh no, you hit it. Okay, you're good. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah, no, look. I'm about to say, I think I did right. Yes, and then there's gotta be a way to do this. Oops.
Oh, you just sneak attacked
No,
shit out
that's
of him
not
4
how you
times.
Well, I thought there would be like a way to like take. Oh, I see. Wait, can I do?
You have to roll them separately the way that effects work. So you have to roll the damage first, and then roll the sneak attack, and it'll accumulate.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now roll your damage from your sneak attack. Okay. So you attack them. Another point. You're able to hit a couple of them. Your crossbow bolt kind of passes through a couple, skitters off the ground. But this is a swarm, so there's still a few left out of that group.
Figured. I'm just staying up here where it's safe, you know?
Yep. Malinor.
I'm gonna go with Firebolt and hit this one.
Okay. Just make sure you have it targeted. Oh, you've already got that one targeted, so you're good.
Nice.
Believe it or not, that hit. Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Nice.
Okay, so your firebolt lashes into this group, and you've almost killed all of them. There's still a few. It bursts their bodies from the heat. There's hot sizzles that pop up for them, but a few are still crawling around.
Smells like popcorn.
Probably something like that.
Some nasty popcorn.
Yeah.
Okay, so this group, again, there's just a few left, but they try to reach out and bite you iron bars, and you're able to, deflect their blows.
Okay.
And again, they roll to try to hit, or they squirm up the second group to try to hit you, and it does not work.
We were right to send him first.
Goldtooth.
Yes. I will work my way around over Hall, and then continue my smashing rampage. Boosh. Oh, I don't know why I... Hold up. Hold up. Why was that like that? All I did was grab the dice.
Well, you hit him. Go ahead. Okay, so again, you raise your warhammer up and just hammer down on this swarm of these nasty little maggots. You squish the last remaining ones out of that group. Alakan.
I'm going to step across these dead grubs and go over here and then smash these other ones with my trap.
Okay, go ahead and select them. You swing your heavy trident over your head and just hammer down into a place where they weren't even are. You're a little bit embarrassed by that display. Iron bars. There's just a few left right to your left. There's just a few left in the ones directly in front of you. Which one do you want to attack?
Okay. The ones to my left, which would be...
Okay. Those are... Let's see here.
Yes.
Okay, so now just roll your attack. That's under your actions on your character sheet.
Oh,
Okay, roll your damage. Okay, you hit it. You swing again. You just sideswipe this group of grubs. You've killed all but about one of them out of the group. There's one little grub left out of that. Badger.
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and try to shoot that last little grub.
All right.
Oh, wait, I did this right.
You do see movement to the south of iron bars. Just the grubs are kind of still crawling out of the body. There's a few left in the swarm that's just south of iron bars, but there's only one left in the one that's just directly to the left of him.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step. I can do that, right?
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step and shoot at it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. Oh, I don't think you had it selected.
Oh,
hit
sorry.
Control
My
and
bad.
click on the one you want. We'll count that roll. Just Control and click
Yes.
on the one you want.
I was doing it, but yeah, okay, I gotcha.
Hit.
And yeah.
Now just roll your damage.
Nice.
Okay. So you are able to pick off another one there out of the group, both groups, it's mostly just guts everywhere and the stinking remains of whatever they were eating. The smell is awful. Malinor.
I'm the firebolt to get.
Okay. Okay, you hit it. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, so you throw another firebolt out, just smashes into this last one, and it pops and sizzles, and its body explodes. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, and the last one just tries to slither up your leg, Iron Bars, and into your shoe to try to burrow into your body, but you kick your leg out, and it falls down to the ground. It's still alive, though. Goldtooth. The one directly to the south of Iron Bars is still alive.
Can I stand? Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
stand
you
upon the
can.
corpses.
You can stand there.
Stand upon the corpses and swing.
All right, roll your damage.
Yeah.
Okay, you swing your hammer down again and just smash the last one. And they're all dead. You find yourself in this wine cellar. Let me remove.
Good job, everybody. We really came together as a group to smash these bugs.
Did you see my message, Steve?
No, I didn't see it. Hold on.
I think we have a promising career as exterminators, you guys.
Like Starship Troopers?
Yeah, like Starship Troopers.
Okay. So in this room, we're going to move the tornado back to Alakan. It's just a wine cellar. Again, shoulder-height wooden bottle racks line the north and west walls here. There's no intact bottles that you can see left in the racks, and shattered bottles cover the floor. On the east wall at the foot of the stairs rests two large metal storage bins. They, upon sight, they're open, they're empty. And then there's this corpse on the floor that's wearing plate mail with a long sword and a shield next to it. What are your actions?
Well, I'm gonna look down at that thing and look over at Boar and say, "This looks like your kind of stuff. I will go ahead and help you strip off all this armor and everything. We'll check for any other items that are on."
Okay. On the body, it's just a light explorer's pack, a long sword, plate. It is plate, and it's in serviceable order. It's dirty. It's got a dead guy in it, and it stinks, but it's serviceable plate armor. So do you guys take that off and add it to your party loot?
Oh. Fancy with new.
I would think so. Boar probably wouldn't mind wearing it as it is.
No, Iron Bars would not be offended by the stench of rotted death.
You want to follow me? Come with me.
Okay.
No, I would not. I would care none the wiser.
Okay,
nonetheless.
so Alakan, you and Alakan like spend your turn stripping off this armor from this dead guy here. Badger, it's your turn. What would you do?
I'm sorry. You said there's the corpse. There's the boxes that appear empty, correct?
That's correct. On the south side, there's two big metal containers that appear empty.
All right. And then was there anything else of note in this room?
There's the wine racks. It looks like everything is broken.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna come and investigate these boxes.
Okay.
Okay. Roll investigation for me.
I'm grabbing. I've got the cloth and.
Oops. You ever drop your dice not over the table? That's kind of what I just did.
Alright, I'm coming.
Nope, that's not what I want.
I've got a motorcycle I can come to.
You don't see anything. No, you look pretty carefully behind the boxes, all around them. You don't see anything in that area. Melanor.
Okay.
And there's like no exits to this room. It's just this tiny little room down here.
There is a door directly to the south of you. You can see a closed door.
I'm gonna investigate the door.
Okay, roll investigation. You don't see any traps or anything. It doesn't even look like it's locked. It's just kind of like a large wooden door that's been pushed shut. There's no real handle or anything on the door. It just kind of pushes open and shut.
You're right here.
I'll give it a few tests to see if it feels like it's capable, and I'll try to push it.
Okay, and you do so. When you push it open, you see into this next room. The torchlit chamber was once a large cellar, but it looks like it's been converted into a living quarters. You see 10 crude beds standing along the south wall, each with a wooden locker at its foot. A long wooden trestle table ringed by rickety stools dominates the center of the room. Metal cutlery, cups, and dirty plates still atop the table. It's very lived in. This is recent. Somebody is maintaining a fire down here, too. A cook stove is installed near the table, and evidence of recently cooked meal sits atop it. A large ham hangs from a loop twine near the stove, and a sturdy set of stairs leads to a trap door in the ceiling above. Or below, I'm sorry, in the back of the room, and it's open. So, also, you see one fella just kind of standing in the middle of the room too. He's next to the cook stove.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Uh-oh.
And that would be your turn. You use it as an action. Open it.
Yeah,
Goldtooth. It's your turn.
Oh, did this?
I don't really have anything. Is that where the footprints went to? That door down there?
Yeah, in this portion is more lived in. There's no footprints down here in the basement.
Okay.
But you can see, like, clear light coming in through the door, in this middle section.
I guess I'll just hang out and say nothing.
Okay.
I got it.
So it's like an hour.
Alakan.
I'm going to walk into the room.
Okay. You put yourself where you want to be.
Right there. And I'm going to tap the guy on the shoulder and say, what are you doing here?
Okay, so before you do that, roll stealth.
I have to go briefly.
Go ahead. Where will let you go?
Have me just follow along, I guess.
Okay, so Alakan, as soon as you walk into the room, this fella that he kind of sees you and is startled and runs toward the back left corner of this big entry hallway that you see here. So he's running towards an entrance, a trap door in this bottom left over here. But it is your turn. You still have some movement that you could use if you'd like. And let me put him where he would be. This is where he's standing at this little cook stove. So as you walk in here, you would walk right past him at this cook stove. And as soon as you see him, you can tell he's turning to run.
Okay, well, I definitely try to hit him with my trident.
Okay. Go ahead and roll attack. Okay, so you swing at this guy as soon as you see him, but you're both kind of shocked. You come around this corner, and he's standing there, and you try to skewer him with your trident, and he kind of ducks out of the way. Iron Bars. You're standing right.
Yeah.
You're standing right in the middle of the room. What do you do?
Okay. I go towards Malinor.
Okay, so you can move right into the doorway if you choose. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, from there, you could attack this smuggler. You kind of come up right behind Alakan. You see him swing his trident at something and miss. You can take a shot at this guy who's standing here and kind of caught by surprise. You try to cut him down?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. You have him selected there, just under your actions tab. Just click that or bring that dice over into the chat bar next to. Okay, now drag the damage over. So as soon as you walk into this room, you see this guy turn into Tucktail, and you just reach out, straight jab into this guy and catch him heavy. Your sword blade passes kind of in between his ribs and his arm and cuts deep. And you pull back, and you definitely wounded this guy. Badger. Badger, I think you're on mute.
As I take my 5-foot step here with Goldberg in the same space as Goldtooth, what can I see from where I'm at?
You can just see, Iron Bar standing in the doorway, and you can see that they're battling this guy. That, you could see the glimpse of a trident over Iron Bar's head, and you see Iron Bar's like square up with his shield and his stab forward with his longsword.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see what they're swinging at.
I guess I'll move up. I'm gonna pull out my rapier and move up, and try to join in the same space as Iron Bars. And would I be able to get an attack in on him?
You can if you move over to just the left here. That's fine. Right here.
Okay.
And yeah, you can get an attack in.
I would like to make an attack. And I would. Do I get an advantage on this? I'm not sure if he's aware of me at this point or not.
Nope.
Okay.
You get a sneak attack because he's engaged with Iron Bars right now, but you don't get advantage on the attack roll.
Whoa, nice.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna attack him, and then I'm gonna actually attempt to do non-lethal damage with my rapier, just like try to whack him in the head with the butt of my rapier.
That's fine.
Holding it by the scabbard or something, since he's taller than me.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm over here cracking up the person in the background.
Oh yeah, she's playing 7 Days to Die with some other people.
You can go ahead and roll your attack then, Badger. You've got him targeted.
That's why I mute myself now. I'm gonna go ahead and do that non-lethal damage. And roll the attack on him, and it is 2.
That's funny.
That was a shitty attempt.
And you do, in this melee, you kind of slide in behind Iron Bars, put your back up against the wall, and reach out with your rapier to try to hit him. But this dude's already been whacked once. He's seriously wounded and able, with the devil's own luck, to kind of dodge out of the way. Malinor.
I'm gonna come in over here, and I'm gonna cast Frostbite on him.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Okay, so again, you try to cast this mystical cold spell at this guy. Frost gathers in between your fingers, and just from the angle you're at, you're not able to get him. It's cold, but doesn't do any damage. So our illustrious Captain Goldtooth kind of steps in out of the way and slides in right behind Iron Bars, but he's not able to get anything off. The smuggler takes off running as fast as he can. Oh, no, you know what? He's engaged. Never mind. Well, let's see. No, he takes off. He's terrified. He's engaged with you, Neil, so he doesn't try to disengage. He's still just trying to run. So go ahead and roll to hit, because you're going to get an attack of opportunity here.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, so as he turns to run, you just front swipe with your sword and sever his head. He's completely dead. You cut his head off.
Well, that's what he gets. Wrong place, wrong time.
Okay.
I want to search this guy.
Yeah, nothing on him. He's got a scimitar on him, but nothing crazy. He's clearly some sort of bandit. He's kind of in dirty clothes. He was a cook. He was standing here cooking for everybody, but he did have a scimitar on him.
Okay, he didn't have any type of emblem or anything like that showing what kind of smuggler's band he belonged to or anything.
Nope, no marked tattoos, nothing on his body. He's just kind of a dirty guy.
Well, we might as well take the scimitar with us.
Okay, I'll add that to the party sheet.
It'll fetch a few.
In the bottom left-hand corner, there's a pretty large trap door that's here. In this room, you notice, there's little chests that are next to every bed. So at the end of every bed, there's a little chest.
Search them.
I'd say we search them.
Mm-hmm.
What about the rest of you? Go along with it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if the party decides to search the chests, you do so. Each one of these chests is locked. They're just a small-sized chest that's at the head of the bed. But there's like personal belongings that are all next to the bed, mostly just clothes, some blankets, and stuff like that. Nothing of value that you can see. But each chest that you check is locked.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna attempt to pick the one that I'm looking at, I guess.
Okay.
We can fix that.
Let's start with the far left over here.
Okay.
Give me a sleight of hands roll. Yeah, you unlock it. In each one of these chests, or in the first chest that you find, there is 7 gold pieces and 15 silver pieces.
Hey guys, some loot.
Okay. Do you want to check the next one?
Yes, unless anybody else is going to attempt to unlock these or break them.
Hop back there.
I don't think anybody else knows how to pick locks.
All right.
Yeah, it's all you. We're just waiting around to see if
I'll
anyone
just go
shows
through.
up now.
I'll just go through and pick all the locks then, I guess.
Okay, give me a stealth, or give me a sleight of hands on the next one.
Another pop.
Yeah, you're able to pop this one too. That one has 8 gold pieces in it and 12 silver pieces.
All right.
And I'm adding all this to your character sheet, or to your party sheet too. The next one.
Perfect.
Give me a sleight of hands.
Yep. Do. Going to work with my
I
sleight of
think I
hand.
just shot him in the head.
You pop that one, and there's nothing in it. It's empty.
I'm getting a lot better with this crossbow.
And give me sleight of hands on the next one.
Okay, that didn't land where I thought it was going to land.
Oh shit. Yep.
Okay, you pop that one, and it has 15 gold pieces in it, 7 silver pieces.
Nice.
And give me sleight of hands on the next one.
I know, I'm on.
Yep.
You get that one. That one's empty as well. There are
Ooh.
5 remaining.
Okay.
This is a really tough lock. You're not able to pop that one.
Damn it. All right. Well,
4 remaining.
Iron Bars, you want to come break this one open? I can't get this one open.
Nice. Oh, another radiated pop.
Hulk smash.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Me?
Yeah.
Another cop. Fuck.
This is a tough lock.
It's an inanimate object. Surely he hits it.
We can roll that he hits it. It just doesn't pop open. It took the damage that he put. It looks like it's pretty rickety though. Like the filings on the side are falling off, and he definitely loosened it around. I'll roll that he can just take the 10
We got a spider
on
the
there.
main structure.
Eventually. There's nothing in that one.
I know.
No. Okay. Well,
4
so
left.
much for that one.
All right, we're switching.
Let's try to unlock the rest of these. Doop.
Okay, yeah.
Good thing I'm skilled.
You get that one. There's
Good thing
11.
I'm skilled and I'm not relying on rolls.
There's 11 gold in this one.
Oh, nice. Little chunk of change there.
Okay. I haven't even busted it out yet. I probably should.
I rolled a 17 for the next one.
Yep, there's 12 gold in that
I've been
one.
doing a lot of crossbow work.
Oh yeah. And again.
I've got a lot of ammo too.
Yep, you get that one as well. There's nothing in that one.
Up until this moment, I've been
And the
okay with
last
it.
one.
I'm switching over though.
You get that one too. There are 15 gold pieces, 6 silver pieces in there.
I'm sorry, I find. Oh, there.
Okay, I've added all those to your character sheets. Or to the party loot. You can divide it up how you see fit. Okay, Malinor.
So we have doors, I'm guessing, to the southeast. Is that what it looks like, you said? Or where's the trap?
There's a trapdoor in the bottom left that you can see. And over to the far bottom right, there's a little alcove that goes inwards, but you can't see any doors from where you're standing.
I'm going to check out the trap door to the bottom left to see if it's like what it looks like, if it's trapped or locked.
Sure, you can go over to it.
Actually, that's as far as I get on my turn.
Okay. Goldtooth. Oh, he can't do anything. Goldtooth's just meandering around. He looks like he's lost in his soul. Alicon.
I'm going to go back into this little cubby hole over here and see if I can search around, see if there's anything in it.
Okay, put yourself where you'd like to be. To your right, you see a bar securing the door in here. Like, scratched in incorrect English is danger, keep out. To in top of you, you see a door that's closed currently.
Hey guys, we got some more doors over here. This one, this one's telling us to stay out. I don't know if that's for our benefit or for these smugglers' benefits.
You do notice that it's barred from this side, not from the other side.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say maybe we shouldn't go in that one. But it's up to the rest of the party. What do you think? I'm all about communications.
I'm all about checking shit out in this place now because we found some interesting shit already. So, I mean, as long as I'm not the one doing it, I welcome the opportunity to see what's behind said door.
Okay, Iron Bars, it's your turn. You've heard your compatriot there talk about the doors. Do you head over towards Alakon?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm always looking for mischief and trouble.
Okay, you're able to make it just down the hall to see where he's looking at. Badger, it's up to you. And actually,
I can't
Badger,
even see my character.
What?
You're here because you just unlocked the last. I'm going to place you where you were.
Okay.
You just unlocked the last of those.
Oh, that's why there's so
Okay.
many.
Yeah, so I guess I will
17 times, bitch.
I'm just gonna walk up here next to Iron Bars and say, "Go on, man, take it up. Come on, let's see, let's do this."
All right, Melanor, you were headed towards the trap door over here.
Yeah.
You could go ahead and place yourself where you'd like to be.
Well, if I see everyone going over this way, I'm going to change my direction and everything.
Okay. You know
I'm
what?
not splitting the party, not my weak ass.
Goldtooth just opens the door. That sounds like something he would do. And it's a nicer quarters. There's a nice bed in here. From what Alakon you can see in, Badger you can kind of see around the corner, Iron Bars. Unlike the Bears, this small room holds comfortable furnishings and appears to be well cared for. There's a comfortable looking bed in the northwest corner and it has a wooden locker at its foot. A small wooden table stands against the east wall with a padded leather chair beside it. And on the table, a brass 3-branch candlestick with 3 burning candles provides the room with bright light. The candles, though not fresh, are far from spent. Under the table is a small wooden box and an unlit bullseye lantern with a movable shutter over the lens. On the shelf above the table sits 3 books in the northeast corner, and it's a closed wooden wardrobe. So that puts us to Alakon.
All right. Well, I'm up for it. I'll go back in here and look in the chest and see what I can.
Okay. Okay, so inside of the chest, you find a few books. One is on erotic poetry. Another is a naval almanac. You find an oilskin coat, and you find a treatise. It looks to be correspondence between whoever's chambers this is and someone else.
Okay, I'll take the correspondence for sure. Does anybody want to Oilskin coat. I know the books will probably be worth a few gold, so we can go ahead and take.
A what skin coat?
An
Oilskin.
Yeah, it's oilskin.
It's going to be waterproof.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Ah, interesting.
Be right back in the restroom.
I'm here. What did we miss?
Okay, so Alakon, do you read the letter?
Yes, I will.
The letter talks about a shipment that is to be made 2 days prior to when you are. There's going to be multiple shipments in this. You just kind of cursory read through it, but it mentions the contact who is the supplier from Saltmarsh. That contact is known to you guys. It's Keladek. Okay, so iron bars.
So Kaladek's name came up in the notebook.
It is. Yeah, it's correspondence between a smuggler here and Keladek on instructions how of what to do with the shipments that are being picked up here and delivered to some place that you don't know.
Oh, so we just killed one of Keladek's guys.
Oops. You guys killed someone?
Well, maybe. These are more guys that are working with or for Keladek. It could be a contact. You don't know that.
Okay. Yeah, we killed a guy in this big barracks,
I'm back.
kitchen area,
Oh.
and then looted a bunch of lock boxes at Foot Lockers at the end of each bed, and it was just, some gold, and that's pretty much all you missed.
All right.
Okay, so in this treatise, you get some information. In the room, there's also the lantern, and there's also the desk.
So it's on me, right?
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right. We already searched the desk. We didn't search the desk yet, did we?
You have not. You just searched the treasure chest that was next to the bed.
All right. Well, I think we should search the desk. See if there's anything else in there, like the notebook.
Okay, Badger, it's your turn.
I'll tell you what. I'll go. Is the desk locked?
You'd have to go up to it and take a look.
Damn it. Let's see. All right. I'm just going to assume that it is then. And when I say this, I'll go get whatever's out of that desk. If you open that other door right there, Mr. Iron Bars. Because I want to see what's behind that scary door.
On Iron
But
Bar's,
I want you to be the one in front of it.
on Iron Bar's turn, he could remove the kind of large bracket that's there that's closing the door, but he couldn't remove that and open it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm just saying that as I kind of walk in here, check the desk.
Okay, roll investigation.
Wheel.
Yeah, you don't really see any traps or anything, and just upon inspection, the desk is locked.
Okay. I will try to pick it.
Okay, go ahead and roll your sleight of hand there.
I'm going to assist him.
Okay, that's fine.
So that would add 2.
Yeah, so you guys together, trying to pick the lock and get it. You get it open. Inside the desk are 12 candles, a piece of parchment, what appears to you to be a spell book, and a tinderbox. There is writing on the parchment.
I will read the parchment. Can I read it?
Yeah, so you read it. The writing on this piece of parchment seems to indicate some kind of signaling system. It's a decoder, almost like Morse code, to use a signaling system.
Interesting. So yeah, this could come in handy for sure.
Okay.
You said there was like a spell book in there?
There is. Yeah,
Can I roll a knowledge arcana check? Or it's not knowledge, it's just arcana. Can I roll arcana on it? See if I can, tell what it is or if
Sure.
it's significant in any way?
Yeah.
I actually did proficiency myself into that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Well, I know.
this
Whatever
spell
it
book
is.
is owned by a guy named Sandalot. There's a few spells inscribed inside. Charm Person, Color Spray, Magic Missiles, Silent Image, Magic Mouth, and Scorching Ray. Those are the spells that are inscribed into his spell book.
There's that magic mouth. Well, we know that where that voice came from now.
Yeah, you sure do.
All right, yeah. I mean, I'll pocket that book and the parchment and I guess the tinderbox too. I mean, that's like matches, right?
Sure. The only thing left in this room is that bullseye lantern that has a shutter on it.
I think we should take it because it may be have something to do with this type of signaling system that the parchment is showing.
Oh, that's clever. I didn't think about that, but you're smart. Let's do it.
Okay, so you put amongst your bodies, you put that together. You don't see anything else in the room that's of value.
All right, cool. Heading out of here. So what's behind the door, Iron Bars?
No, it's actually Melinor's turn.
Oh,
okay. He got the thing off, but he couldn't open it, right?
That's right. You can open it if you chose to.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just reach past him and open the door.
Okay. So, light spilling in from the large room behind you barely shows the chamber. It's only about 12 feet across, and the corners are filled with shadow. What little you can see is dingy and dirty.
Guys, watch your heads. We've got some vultures.
Okay, Goldtooth.
I guess I'll walk in here, take a look around.
Okay, as you enter this room, you hear stirrings from the shadows in the room. This is a really dark room. You can't see it all that well. In this room, it's really just a lot of refuse, and there's like the remains of people just kind of hanging out, dead, and their skeletal remains. But as soon as you walk into the middle of the room, they all rise up around you.
Uh-oh.
So as you walked in, they're rising up, and it's still your turn, so you would still get an action. One rises up right in front of you.
I will shout.
Okay.
And smash one.
Okay, pick the one you want to smash.
This one.
what are you shouting?
There's something fucked up in here.
Fucked up.
I
Okay.
said earworm.
That's very, very distinct. Great. All right.
Oh,
Well,
Great. I knew there was going to be something interesting in that room.
right.
I can't tell what it is right away. Probably just
Oh, you can definitely tell. It's a skeleton. It's an
There's
undead
skeleton.
skeleton rising. 6 of them in this room rising.
foul beasts. Smash.
Yeah, you definitely hit it. Roll your damage.
Smash.
Okay, so with your hammer, when you smash into this skeleton, you realize that the swing of your arm doesn't match the damage that was done to this. The skeleton is damaged more than it should have been by this hammer blow, but you just rail into its rib cage, shattering that entire side of its ribs along its body.
Yeah. Smash.
Alakan.
Well, I hear the noise, so I'm going to come out here and see what's going on.
Okay, put yourself where you'd like to be.
4, 5. I'll stop right there, and I will attack skeleton number 6 with my trident.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Okay, roll your damage. Okay, you do so. You just come in straight into this room with your trident and jab it forward into this creature's ribs and pull out. And you definitely did damage. You broke off some rib cages there.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm going to switch the end of it around and slam it with the butt of the trident.
Okay. And you missed.
Okay. And I will be on.
Okay. So the first skeleton is really upset at you, Goldtooth. He has a short sword that he's raised up with, and he crits.
Damn it. Ouch.
And he just drills into your chest with this short sword, straight stabbing,
Ouch.
thrust right into your chest. And skeleton number 2 is really excited by this action. And he rolls he rolls, I always say that.
No. Oh,
He
no.
he catches you just off the corner of your shoulder, but it bites deep. It's enough to hurt.
On that one, I want to do reaction.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my hold on. My Wrath of the Storm reaction. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw. And he's gonna take 2d8 on a failed saving throw, or half if he succeeds.
Okay, so you can actually roll that. Give me just a second. You need to target him. So control and click skeleton number 2.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, with skeleton number 2.
Okay. Then it's.
And then just roll it.
2d8.
No, you got to roll. Yeah. So roll his save. It'll give you the
Oh.
save there. Just drag that over, and if he's targeted, it'll know who you're targeting.
Oh, okay, okay. This. Okay.
And he saves. So what does he take?
Half damage, half that 13.
Okay. So that rolls down to... So when he strikes out at you, he nicks you, but your divine fury is such that when he does nick you, electricity races from your body through the short sword and into his arm, and he is shocked by that wrath.
Yes.
Okay. The last skeleton kind of ambles over to line up, but he can't get through this row of guys that are trying to fight and get into the mix here and get any good blows in. Skeleton number 5 comes up, and he first sees Malinor. So Malinor, this skeleton ambles out of the corner and rushes at you and just slashes you right across the chest. And that short sword digs deep into your chest. Iron bars. You could get in here, about here, and you could attack either the one right in front of you to the top or the one diagonally to you. He is wounded. Would you attack the one that's wounded?
I want to attack the wounded one.
Okay. So
Makes sense.
Go ahead and roll to hit. And you swing and you miss him. Badger.
Yes.
Your turn.
Well, it seems like they've got the swollen hand. I'm just gonna mosey on. I guess I'll come up here and try to squeeze in here with them. And actually, I'm gonna see if I can stealth up here so I can try to get a sneak attack in on this skeleton.
Well, they're all engaged, so you wouldn't necessarily have to stealth. In 5e, if you're attacking someone who's engaged with another one, that's automatically a sneak attack.
All right. So do I get advantage on that then? Or?
Nope. No, it's just a regular roll. You don't get advantage, but you do get the sneak attack bonus to that damage die. So just control and click the one that you want to attack.
Oops. Yes.
And then roll to hit. Now roll your damage. And your d6. Okay. So you drop this one. You place a crossbow bolt over Malinor's shoulder, right in between this one's eyes, right in the head, and it just falls backwards and falls to the ground.
I use my rapier, but yeah. Cool.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Well, if you use your rapier there, you didn't hit him, because you can't occupy the same combat space as someone else, and you only have a 5-foot reach, so I assumed you used the crossbow.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize that there was a limitation on that.
Yeah, you can't occupy a combat area of someone else.
Okay, my bad.
But you can.
Then in that case, hand crossbow. Let me re-roll the damage on that then, because I rolled too much damage on the first roll. So yeah, instead of 8 on that first one, I would have gotten
4.
4.
And roll the sneak attack again.
Oh. Oh, my first roll. Oh, it didn't roll, did it?
No.
Okay. Try it again.
Okay.
All right.
So magically, we go back in time, and you do hit him in the head, and it takes off a big chunk of his skull, and it's clearly done damage, but he's still standing.
Okay.
Malinor.
So the one in front of me is still standing, but and he's looking pretty bad. Right?
Yeah, he's heavily damaged.
Then I'm going to assume that someone else is going to be able to handle it, and I'm going to target Skeleton 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast, where is it? Witch Bolt on it.
Okay.
Which, being a level 1 spell, immediately also conjures my, where is it? It's my Storm Sorcery, or Tempestuous Magic, which also allows me to fly 10 feet, provoking no attacks of opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll to hit. I think Witch Bolt's to hit, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you hit. Okay. You deal your damage to him. You fly up in the air. Electricity gathers at your hands, and winds raise you into the air. And you throw this bolt of static electricity energy right at the skeleton, and it blasts him in the chest. But he's still moving forward. You rise up in the air, then fly over Badger's head and land behind him. Goldtooth.
Ugh. Question. Thunderwave. That's everything around me, right? Including my friends?
I believe that Thunderwave is a 15-foot circle based upon you.
And it hits everyone, yes.
Okay. I thought
Otherwise, I would have done that.
Yeah. I don't really want to do that. Wheel. I think it would be wise if I took a 5-foot step here.
You
And then
you can, but you're going to take an attack of opportunity. You were engaged with the skeleton in front of you.
okay. Wheel.
So you can take your action to disengage and then move, and you won't be hit, but you won't get an action.
Well, crap. I was gonna try and heal myself, but instead I'll just try and finish off one of these skeletons here.
Okay, you can pick which one you'd like.
I will target this one.
You want me to start?
Try and smash him.
Oh, inside the.
Okay, and you do. You just knock this one silly. With this, again, the damage that you're rolling when you swing this hammer, it doesn't seem like it should be doing as much damage as it does, but it knocks him prone. So he's out.
Do you want me to go ahead and?
Alakan.
Rolling, or do you want me to do it?
All right. Well, I look down at the captain, and I see that he's hurt pretty bad. So I cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay, just control and click him, and then cast the spell.
All right. I would agree. I'll just go, but I just want to go first, so that we get it. So.
Okay.
So you get 6 points of healing.
Yeah, okay. So let me do that, because I think you healed the skeleton accidentally.
Oh, I had the skeleton marked before and didn't unmark.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and which skeleton
There.
did you have marked? Okay, did you get it fixed? Yeah, we're good.
Kind of. I need to readjust. Yeah.
I did it for you. Okay.
What time? All right, let me make you more. We don't have your face. I just that, but
Okay, the skeleton in front of Iron Bars swings and just misses. He doesn't even come close to hitting him. Iron Bars has his shield up and is able to deflect the blow. The skeleton in the back moves up a little further. Again, because of the melee, some of these skeletons are blocked from moving forward. But this skeleton is not. He moves forward.
Badger.
And he misses. He swings his short sword at Badger, and Badger kind of lithely ducks underneath.
Can actually.
And the skeleton in front of Alicon swings at Alicon too, and just misses horribly. Iron Bars, you're up. Do you attack the skeleton right in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Roll.
Okay, roll to hit. And you definitely hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, you roll and hit him. Part of your level up 2 is you actually have an action surge that you can use now. You can take an extra attack this turn if you choose to. You can't take another one out till after a short rest. Do you go ahead and swing again to hit him to try to go ahead and knock him out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll to hit again.
Nice.
And you crit. Go ahead and roll damage. Grab your damage and pull it over. You just obliterate him. Your first blow kind of shaves off part of his rib cage and part of his clavicle. Your second blow you bring over your head and just chop down, and it shears him in half. You have completely annihilated this skeleton. Badger, you have a skeleton in front of you attacking you.
Uh-huh.
And it's your turn.
I will attack him back.
Okay.
With my rapier.
Oh.
That didn't work out too well.
Classic KC rolls.
And you miss. Malinor.
I'll use my action to continue Witch Bolt on the other guy.
Okay, you want to roll that damage again? Okay, and he does. Just from around the corner, you push forward in this surge of this bolt that's attached to this skeleton, and the second round just obliterates his body. He falls to dust. Goldtooth.
Okay. Smash. Continue smashing.
Go ahead and target the one you want.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you drop him too. All these skeletons have been dropped. Actually, their bodies, as they drop, they just kind of turn to dust. So they're no longer difficult terrain anymore. They're not even fully formed skeletons. Alicon.
Well, I see that one skeleton standing over there by itself. So I'm going to use a bonus action and cast Hunter's Mark. No, there's only one of them, so that would be foolish.
Okay. Just go finish him off.
I'm just going to go over there and finish him off.
You could probably tap him and he'll fall.
Yeah, right.
Okay, you hit him.
Oh, great damage.
Well, go ahead and roll to hit again. You hit him with one side of your glaive. And you missed.
I can't hit with the butt end of this trident to save my life.
I know, man.
And that's about all I can do.
Well, he returns the favor. You step up and just slash him pretty heavily across the spine, scores into his spine. But when you go to hit him with the back end, he ducks under it and kind of ducks in real heavy underneath that, rising up with the short sword in both hands and hits you. And he catches you. He just kind of grazes your thigh with it. It doesn't do a lot of damage.
Is that all you got?
Iron Bars, do you go to kill this last guy?
Yeah, I do. Just put him out of his misery.
Go ahead and hit him. Okay, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And you hit him. You swing your long sword, catching him right in the clavicle and just shear him in half. He falls to the floor and turns to dust.
Hey.
Okay, everybody give me perception.
Which one's perception?
Under your skills.
Okay. Skills.
Perception's another one of those you ought to put on a hotbar.
Here it is.
So, those of you that are in the room notice under a little crack in the floor a blue light. And that blue light seeps from under the door and into the room. And as you're looking, the swirling dusts of the skeletons form together. They all kind of conjoin into an apparition that forms in front of you. And here you see, with this devious creatures, it's an undead that retains enough of its former self to continue its alchemical work. When you look in your corner, you see this.
Uh-oh.
And it's his turn. He moves forward and kind of floats across the floor. Blue light is coming from his body. He rolls a claw across Ironbar's shield, but Ironbar deflects the damage pretty easily. He easily shifts away from the damage. But he claws again with his other hand, and this blue glowing energy emanates from his hand. Oop. And he does some damage. The blue energy is adding to the force of his skeletal hands, and they rake furrows across your chest. Badger, you're up. Badger, I think you're muted.
Yes, I've been keeping myself muted. I keep forgetting. So yeah, I'm gonna try to move in. Well, yeah, if I really want to do that.
Yeah, well, but I just
Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna move in here and come up and try to poke him with my rapier.
Well, I might.
Okay, control, click him to select him, and then roll to hit.
So I'll probably just make this up.
And you do. Roll your damage. And roll sneak attack, because he was engaged.
Sweet.
Nice.
Oh snap! Max damage, son. That's never gonna happen for me ever again. Enjoy it.
You do. And in his blue core, you just kind of repose into a forward lunge, and it goes right through his sternum, just right through his ribcage and sternum, and you pull back. You damaged him pretty heavily. Malinor.
So I'm gonna take a few steps back into the room. I'm gonna kind of look at this dude, and I'm gonna hit him with chromatic orb because I don't like the look of it.
Okay.
Guess I'm not.
You, at the same time that Badger kind of reposes forward and just lunges into this skeleton, in his reaction, he doubles over a little bit just from the force of the blow, and when you throw your magical ball of lightning energy, it just sails wide over his head. Goldtooth.
Okay. I'm gonna step back here, and I noticed Malinor is kind of bleeding back here, so I'm gonna reach out with my healing hands and touch on him.
Go ahead and touch him.
I'm gonna touch you up
He
real
needs
good,
an
boy.
adult. He needs an adult.
Touched you up real good.
Yeah, he did. That was a good roll.
That was a good roll.
You got a thorough touching.
Alicon.
I touched you thoroughly.
I touched you thoroughly. Feel the blessings of Umberly. You can thank the sea bitch for that one.
Oh, make sure you're clearing when you guys roll your hits, because the damage is going towards Goldtooth.
Yeah, you have Goldtooth still targeted from your heals.
Yeah. Clear me off of Dar.
But that's okay. I think you also...
Yeah, I think I took him off there before.
Yeah, you did. So you swing your trident, your heavy trident forward, catching him in his arm, and catch it heavy, and you twist it out, does damage, and you backhand out with the back end of this heavy trident and just click him right in his skeletal neck. Iron Bars, you swinging on this baddie?
I am.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
Action.
You swing on him, but you miss him.
Oh, man.
This skeletal complication, he looks over and he notices the healing property, and he is really upset with what's just happened in the room. He reaches in his cloak and tosses out a vial of acid. Hits Iron Bars with it right in the chest. And Iron Bar's chest just immediately steams in burning steam. Followed up by that attack, he takes a claw and tries to hit Iron Bars, but Iron Bars gets his shield up, but Iron Bars is covered now in boiling, acid fumes. Better.
Well, I will. What will I do? Let's see here. Oh, nothing there. All right, so I will go ahead and try to poke him again. Yay, poking.
Poke.
Poke. With no poke.
And you go to hit him and nothing happens.
Can I use my bonus action to disengage?
You're not
And
engaged
then
with him. Yeah, so you're
Oh,
free to
okay.
move.
Okay, that's fine then. I'm not even gonna bother with it then. I just wanted to take a step back here
That's fine.
so he can't get at me because I'm a little worried after the acid on the work.
Yeah.
Melanor.
Still annoyed. Gonna try and throw another ball.
Okay. That'll do
Yay.
it.
Finish him.
And you do. You throw a ball lightning at him, goes in between your comrades, and just engulfs his body. His limbs shake, and he moves backwards. And you've done heavy damage to him. Goldtooth.
I will step up and continue touching.
Touch.
I touch you.
Should go up and touch the skeleton.
Nah.
You didn't.
That's dangerous. I'm just gonna touch my friends.
Come on, you know it works like Final Fantasy. If you use healing magic
Yeah.
on undead, it fucking does damage to them.
And because
That
of
was-
your cowardice,
Hey.
when you roll to
Hey.
heal, your comrade Umberly gives the minimum amount of healing possible.
Umberly, why?
Alakon.
Fucking bitch.
Hey,
Okay.
Because Iron Bar's
Here
been a
comes
sailor
my
like
heavy
I
try.
was. She liked healing me.
Yeah. She likes
what
the
are those
storm
things
aspect.
that they use
And I
in
miss.
fencing?
Rapiers.
Yeah. Are you using a rapier?
Yeah, that's
I
what.
was.
Because that's what they call it. Touching, thorough touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Bars, do you attack? do you try to finish off this baddie that
Yes.
just covered you in acid?
Yeah. I gotta finish the job.
Roll to hit.
Oh,
And you miss badly.
no.
Automatic miss. Come on.
Oh no.
So again, it rakes out against you. This time against your face. With these claws, it's desperate now. It's in its dying throes, and it's terrified to die. Oh, hold on.
Oof.
And it just slashes you along the jugular. Blood starts to pour out of your neck. Better.
Good thing I healed you for that one point.
I'm gonna 5-foot step here and poke him again.
Okay.
Oh
Jeez,
no.
man, what the fuck?
You fucking. Oh Jesus.
Melanor.
What are you guys doing? Stop panicking.
says the
I was
cleric.
kind of freaked out by the gushing blood from the orc's neck.
Says
I
the
was a little
cleric.
distracted on that attack.
Says the cleric who could have ended this fight 2 rounds ago.
Yes.
He's like, I refuse to use my healing magic on this skeleton.
I have to get in touch range to do that, though.
Oh.
Melanor, it's your turn.
Stop using
I'll firebolt it to finish it off.
Okay. That definitely
touching,
is.
finishing off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have successfully defeated the
Right.
the dark wizard undead alchemist.
Right.
All right.
I'll give you a thorough touching.
So
Hold still, Iron Bars. I'm gonna touch you again.
See, aren't you glad I had us open this room? We would have missed out on all that sweet, sweet experience.
all right, Goldtooth. What's your move?
I'm gonna touch him again. He's bleeding pretty bad.
Okay.
Aw.
I'm beginning to think you just like
I just like rubbing your muscles.
Alicon.
I'm gonna pull out one of these.
But everything's
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go do Alicon's turn.
I keep seeing what's happening over there, so I'm going to cast Cure Runes on the Iron Bar.
Okay, go ahead.
thank you. At least somebody's trying to heal me. I'm over here bleeding now.
Hey, I'm definitely trying to heal you.
So Iron Bars, the wound in your neck has closed up. You're feeling better. What's your action?
Get out of here so I can go to sleep.
What's my spellcasting ability modifier? That hasn't been getting added, I don't think.
It should be Wisdom. Your Wisdom bonus. I think it's 10 plus your Wisdom bonus plus your proficiency.
So it hasn't been doing that properly then, I don't think.
When you rolled a hit?
When I roll my cure wounds, I think I should be getting more than just the D8.
You don't get your spell modifier to that. Like I think that
You do.
It's
I'm
a
looking at it.
base. Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's 1d8 plus spell casting ability modifier.
Yes.
So that's +2 for you then, or whatever your Wisdom bonus is.
Yeah, so +3.
Okay. Yeah, so we need to remember that then in the future because Fantasy
Yeah.
Grounds isn't calculating that.
Mine did it.
Yeah, yours is doing it. That's weird. Can I modify this?
Okay, so what you see in this room, there is a pile of remains from the undead alchemist, and you're still seeing a blue light come between a slit in the floor towards the wall away from the main hall here. So Badger, what would you do? Badger would attempt to communicate telepathically with us.
I'm sorry, you're asking me what I would do. What?
Yeah.
So did we check the where the skeleton mage thing or alchemist fell? Is there anything there?
There is.
What is there?
A blue light.
So there's a strange stone, a gold rib, and some sort of bag.
Can I open the bag to see what's inside?
You sure can.
Let me do so.
It's made of brightly colored pieces of sewn cloth together with a fine thread and a leather strap. When you open this bag, inside of the bag seems to be a space that is considerably larger than its outside dimensions.
Ooh, a bag of
Interesting. Yeah, let me see if I can roll a knowledge arcana on that to tell specifically what it is or what it does. Can I roll that?
You can, but you would most likely need to have this identified. Your skills and
Okay.
understanding of what items are going to require someone with a higher power than you have.
Okay. Should I bother then to find out, like, if it's safe to mess with. Like,
Oh, you already messed with it. You opened it up.
okay, well, can I like? I'm gonna be brave here and be like, hey, Iron Bars, reach your hand in here.
I will.
He does, and it goes all the way up to his shoulder. He even gets his head into it, and he doesn't touch the bottom.
Oh, is there anything in there? Do you feel anything?
No, he gets in all the way up to his waist and is rooting around in there. There's nothing in it.
Dang it! All right, well, that's an interesting little magic bag. I'm just gonna hang on to this. And I guess we'll take the I'll pocket the gold rib. That could be useful or worth money, and also the you said there was a stone, right?
There is. Yeah, it's just a little black stone.
Okay. Yeah, might as well hang on to those as well. I'm quite interested to see what all you could put into this little bag here.
Okay, that was your action. Malinor.
Yep.
So the light's coming from the opposite side of the entrance.
Right next to where Iron Bars is standing.
I'm going to see about investigating the crack that the light's coming.
Sure. Go ahead and roll it. You look for some kind of latch or button to press and don't find any. Goldtooth.
I guess I will assist in this investigation.
Okay. You can roll to investigate to see if you can search along the wall and find a latch or a button. And you do. Yeah, do you press the button?
Yeah. I press
Okay.
the button.
A portion of the wall moves, and eerie blue light comes from this area. This is what looks to be like a laboratory. The secret door opens towards you to reveal a clutter of broken glass and earthenware piled on the floor beyond 3 small copper pots. A bench runs down the west of the wall that seems to be a laboratory. On the bench are jars of powders and liquids and several pieces of chemical apparatus. There's a table against the south wall, forming an L shape with the bench. A book is open on the table. Also on the table is a candlestick with a tiny stump of unit candle still lit in it and is glowing blue, and a variety of other items that, even in the dim light, shine with the warmth of pure gold. One of these objects looks like a human skull.
Ooh. I think that's my turn, no?
Yeah, pressing the button. You can move in there if you wanted. You have movement.
Yeah, I'll step in there and stand there.
Okay. Alucon.
I think I'm going to go in there and look around in this room. You said there was something that looked like a gold skull.
There is. Actually, as you move into the room, you see a chemical apparatus, which is just tubes and pipes and wiring around it, and it hasn't been used in a long time. There's a lot of dust on this. There's a golden apple, a golden rose, a golden skull, and a small gold disc. This looks like it used to be a workshop.
I wonder. Looks like someone has learned how to transmute different items into gold.
It would appear like that.
That could be useful.
Goldtooth is like, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pick up the golden items, and we'll put them in our party.
Okay. You also find
Gee.
47 gold pieces there too.
And you,
Hey.
you did say that there was a book there that was open.
There is.
Does this book show the spell that has maybe used to transmute it?
It does not. Actually, when you open the book, you notice that it's written in a language that you don't understand. Would you see if anyone else in the group understood the book?
Oh yes, definitely.
Badger, you recognize it as Gnomish. It's a journal. On the front is inscribed Viger Thrall's Journal. Would you read it out loud to the group?
Yeah, I would let them know that it's Gnomish, I assume.
Okay.
And that it says your thralls.
The first entry says
Journal.
Journal Entry Fall. This is the journal of a Viger Thrall. He says, I've done it. Viger's versatile combat glove is a success. I've sent my schematics and application to an old colleague, Dorban, for approval in the Inventors Guild in Nimbrel. My invention is surely sufficient to grant me status in the guild, and Urena and I can finally return home. To mark this event, I enchanted a garden for Urena on our estate, much like the garden her father had in Nimbrel. She was at first concerned with the gold I spent to build such an enchantment, but soon was elated with the results. It is difficult to contain my excitement as I anxiously await word from Dorban. Journal Entry Winter. A package came from Nimbrel. Dorban has written that the guild is very impressed with my designs and has approved my induction into guild with the condition that I make designs for improvements. The guild has sent a sizable amount of gold as a commission to complete my work. To assist in my designs, Dorban has mailed a mysterious tome. Upon first inspection, it appears to outline techniques to combine new mechanical design concepts with magical properties. Urena was so elated that we ordered a rare vintage and spent the evening laughing and dancing in our garden. I have much work to do, but am confident that I will be finished by spring. Journal Entry Summer. As anticipated, I have completed my designs in early spring with the help of this magnificent tome. It is a wealth of knowledge, and as far as I know, contains knowledge either unknown or long forgotten. I have mailed copies of my upgraded designs to 2 former colleagues from Nimbrel for assistance in manufacturing. Due to the complicated and intricate nature of this mechanical design, I've commissioned Nimbo Fortuna of Nimbo's Exquisite Instruments in Waterdeep. His precise experience crafting all manners of the finest instruments is ideal for my upgraded design. I was recommended a gnome from Bogbottom of all places. Archibald Shine is a specialist in component gem crafting and attunement. I've sent a parcel with payment to affix and attune the focus crystal to his laboratory in Bogbottom. I've sent the improved schematics with design instructions to the guild. The possibilities contained in this tomb are unlimited. Imagine ships automated by mechanical designs and magic that navigate and propel themselves crewed by automated suits of armor that follow every order with unquestioned obedience. Urena is upset with me for the time I am spending in my workshop. She claims that I am irritable and aggressive. She doesn't understand the sacrifices necessary to achieve what I am endeavoring to achieve. Journal Entry Winter. Nearly a year and no word back from Captain Kindly. What a fool I was to entrust him to deliver my updated designs to Dorban. The people of Saltmarsh are all thieving, conniving fools. I've sold everything Urena and I have of value to continue my research. Urena will not speak to me and spends all of her time in the garden I enchanted for her. I believe she is jealous that my remarkable progress in research will surpass her father's precious role. He creates nothing from his lofty role on the council, and if the Inventors Guild on the lofty role on the council of the Inventors Guild in Nimbrel, who is he to decide if I am fit to join? Journal Entry Spring. Captain Kindly returned with outrageous lies. He claims Nimbrel disappeared. The audacity of the man. An island nation does not disappear. He returned the passage delivery fee and my schematics, but I believe he has struck a deal with the Inventors Guild to profit himself. Those fools can never create what I have designed. I don't need them. With the deep secrets I have discovered in the tomb, I will surpass even the highest achievements of the guild. The tome speaks to me. It has ignited a passion and drive to create that I've never had before. My genius will be unrivaled in all of the sea swords. The test from my first creations was a wild success. My automations and I stole upon Captain Kindly's ship in the dead of night and made him pay for his treachery of blood. I've requisitioned his ship to begin my work. My automations performed perfectly. Urena came to my laboratory when we returned. I lied to her for the first time in our 5 years of marriage. I told her the gold I required from Captain Kindly's ship was an advance on our return journey to Nimbrel and my induction into the guild. She ran from me, weeping. The tome says she is a liability and must be dealt with. I believe I am going mad. Journal entry summer. Urena has passed. I have sealed her remains in the garden she loved so dearly behind the door of my design. Speaking her name will grant me access if I ever return. I've moved my workshop to my ship and named her the Dreadnought. The expenses required for the level of experimentation I am achieving are astronomical. I will not be stopped. I must find and build the deepest secrets of this tomb. We are now one. And that's all it says.
Interesting.
What was his
Bedtime
wife's
tales,
name?
guys. Urena.
Yeah, I put the book.
Urena.
Yeah, you'll have all of that. That's in your book. That's in Viger's journal. It's in your inventory sheet now. And I think at this point, guys, it's 11 o'clock. Let's go ahead and call it a night here. We've got plenty to do still here in the house, but we've been on for about 4 hours. That's long enough.
Guys, are you excited? This is exciting. Like, we could get like a ship manned by automatons.
Yeah.
That would be sweet as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Is there any possible way that we could go into one of the other rooms where it's a little bit cleaner and maybe take a long rest or to be able to heal up?
You could work out a short rest, but you would have to secure both the door and the entry in this large room here in the cellar, and you would have to secure the trap door. Unless you just want to go to sleep on these beds and see what happens.
Nah. Honestly, I'd rather like stay in the room that we're in back here and just like put the door and like I don't know, bar it, I guess, from our side. Well, I guess there's no point in barring it. Well, yeah, we could bar from our side.
You
Maybe.
could. There is a button inside that would open the door, and you could shut yourself into this secret room.
We could do that and rest in here. We should be relatively safe in here, I think, if we want to rest for a little bit.
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you do that. You lock yourselves into the room, and you can benefit yourselves from a short rest. I think if I do it here, it should, yeah, it rolled everything. You'll need to roll your hit die to heal yourself. So if you guys don't, actually, we can just consider that you healed yourself before and removed your wounds at this point. The hit dies are nominal enough from here that you would be okay to do that, and it'll automatically recover spell slots, I think, for some of you guys too.
I don't think anyone really. I don't know who gets spell slots on a short rest.
You're right.
I don't know of anybody.
It's a long rest, isn't it? And if you guys
Warlock's
chose
the only
to,
ones that do.
you can take a long rest here if you chose to. You're pretty safe and snug in a little secret room that hasn't been visited since whoever was here. You know, by your estimations, they barred off this skeleton room. And if people that were interested in gold had been in here, they would have taken that gold.
Okay, well, I think we should do that. That way we can gain back our spells. And
Is everybody okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
And if I rest for or go into a trance for half that time, I can stand watch for the other.
Okay, that's fair. So everybody takes a long rest. They get those back. Go ahead and award yourself a level. This will be the last level per session that you get. Sessions 1, 2, and no, I'm sorry, 3 will take you there too. So next session, you'll play 1 session and gain another level. But go ahead and give yourself a level at the end of this session. When we do that, next time we get together, we will finish the rest of this house and see what you guys can find. Next week, Casey, do you just want Gold2 to play your character?
Yeah, that's fine. He can play my character for the night.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. But AJ, you weren't here for that, but I won't be able to be in the session next Thursday. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So do my character proud, pick some pockets, do some sneaky shit.
Okie dokie.
Play some tricks on people if you think about it. Whatever.
Okie dokie.
All right, well, guys, go ahead and give yourself a level. If you don't have it, go ahead and do it. You will be picking your archetypes for a few of you here, so take your time. I'll leave this up if you want to work through that while I get out of here, and I'll see you all next week.
Types.
All right.
Later.